Oh, hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drunk Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk. Mostly drunk. Always encouraged, but never mandatory. I am your host, Jedi Master Grayson, and I am, as always, joined by my co-host and brother Bill. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. As always, we got a whole lot of nerdy shit to talk about. But, you know, it's much more fun to talk about this shit with friends. We got Producer T. Is he a clone? Is he a variant? Who is to say? What's up, Producer T? Welcome back to the show.
What up? What up? Good to be back. I'm finally watching shows that we're all watching again.
So you hopped on the silo train?
Yeah, I kind of forgot this thing that I used to be able to do, and it was called Sail the Seven Seas and Be a Pirate. So I was like, oh man, how am I supposed to watch Silo? Because I would watch it with Nine and stuff, and he would live stream it for me, and I'd just watch from my computer. And then I remembered, the matey, that exists. So yeah, now I'm caught up on Silo, and I can watch it now.
That's what's up. Thanks for putting your pirate cap on and joining us tonight. And y'all, he's practically family, but y'all just hate him because he's light skinned. We got Heimerdinger in the house. What's up, man?
Not much. Lots to talk about tonight. I'm not excited for any of it.
Not excited about anything else?
No, fuck that and fuck you.
I love it.
Well, that just hurt my feelings, but we're gonna move. That's
why I love it.
I do want to just before we move into our first topics of the night, because we are talking about a lot of shit. We are talking about Silo. We are talking Arcane. We are talking Dune Prophecy. We're talking Invincible Fight Girl. And as always, we're talking shit. But before we move into our first topic of the night, what's up, Othelius Mustard?
You seen that shit?
No.
The fucking meme that's going around with the fucking preacher talking about some mustard.
I have not.
Maybe I'll pull it up here in a second.
To be on the internet, I'm surprisingly un-internetified. I just don't know what's going on.
It's kind of up there with.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cat.
It's kind of up there with that right now.
Okay. Those must be very popular.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Kendrick.
Just want to get some house cleaning out of the way. Just want to remind you guys to consider perusing through our merch store, where we have hats, hoodies, shirts, mugs, and all kinds of cool stuff with our stupid name on it. So feel free to check
also
that out.
Our ugly faces.
Yeah, we got our ugly faces on there as well. So if you wanna support that shit, check out the merch store. You can find it in one of the tabs on our YouTube channel. Also, we have a new episode of Does It Hold Up coming out this Wednesday. We were graced with the presence of Mariana from the Morbid Zoo.
Shout out to Alex. He be doing a lot of work on the goddamn Does It Hold Up. He be killing it.
Yeah, this next one's going to be like the most heavily edited Does It Hold Up episode ever. Yeah, she was kind enough to come by and talk Twister, the 1996 film. That was a lot of fun. Her being a native Oklahomian, she was very excited to talk about anything that has to do with Oklahoma. So that was a super fun time. So check that out. That's coming out Wednesday. It's a new day for Does It Hold Up episodes.
Shit.
Oh, what?
She went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, she did. Well, no, she just grew up there. Okay. She went to school, I think,
because we lost Oklahoma.
Yeah. I mean, why are you bringing up old shit? I was checking.
Piss me off. Shout out to Tarl. We will be talking about it. He says, how did you guys feel about Dune Prophecy? I didn't like it. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. We will be talking about that in just a little bit.
Yeah. But we did have some pretty harsh thoughts about the first episode. I got some water here in my water bottle.
Okay. Cool.
That's made of glass.
We're about what do they call it? Minimalism. We don't use plastics around here.
Yeah,
Can you have me a
reuse
Pepsi?
glass.
Can you have me a Pepsi?
If you want to go back and look at our take a look at last week's episode, we did have some pretty harsh words for the first episode of Dune Prophecy. But stick around, see how we felt about episode 2 when we get into that conversation. But
you done paying bills?
I'm done. I think I'm done playing. Yeah, I'm done paying bills. We ain't got nothing else coming up.
Hold on, before you do that, do make sure you go check out the Drunk Banthas channel and NerdsAtNite channel. Go check out the show, the Bantha Buzz Show, every Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 8:15 p.m. Pacific time.
What are you guys talking about this week?
We are going to be talking about. Oh, you're joining me this week.
Oh yeah,
this
that's
week.
Right. Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Jesus,
we both forgot
that we time traveled. Yeah, we did a pre-recorded episode we did a pre-recorded episode for. I feel we're saying because it's your show, okay, but we got
an episode coming out on Thursday. It's gonna be the top 10 top 10 90s animated theme songs.
Oh yeah, it was a pretty fun debate. It was harder than I thought it was going to be.
I don't know what the title's still working. I don't know what the titles shouldn't be what I just said.
This might be the first time where I asked you
TV's at 90s animated television theme songs. That's still so wordy.
So many words.
What were you gonna ask me?
I was going to say this is the first time where I asked you, what are you talking about on Thursday? And you had an answer because we pre-recorded it
days ago.
I just love that bit. I love asking you about it because I know that, you're figuring it out the next day.
That I ain't shit. You know that I ain't shit.
That's
you know I ain't thought of goddamn thing to talk about. But actually, the next Thursday after Thanksgiving, we'll be talking about the John Benet Ramsey documentary that's on Netflix.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, not very exciting stuff. I mean, not happy. Nothing good.
Yeah, hopefully at least entertaining to talk about.
I watched it today, so I have a lot of time to do some research, and hopefully it'll be the best episode you ever seen on a Thursday. Best show on late night.
The only way to find out is tune in this Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific time to the Bantha Bunch, hosted by your favorite cousin, Bill. Let's go ahead and move into our first topic of the night. Let's take a stroll down Jeff's comic book corner. Jeff, what are we talking about today?
Well, we were going to talk about a book called Cinnamon. It's a really fun book, but I realized it's too short. It's a really fun one, and I suggest that anyone read it, but I can explain the entire issue in 2 sentences. It is a book about a cat trying to get on the counter to get catnip. It shows it in the cat's perspective. That's it. But it's funny and it's a fun one, so you should read it, but it's not really 2 sentences isn't really a good me telling everyone. So instead, I switched over to one of my favorite indie comic series. We are reading Atomic Robo. So this is a ridiculous series with just so much. I own 14 volumes and I'm nowhere near the end of it. So the first issue starts off, and by the way, the title of the first issue is Atomic Robo and the Fighting Scientists of Tesladyne. So yeah, it starts off in these crazy mountains in the Himalayas in 1930. And there's just these 2 guardsmen talking, and just like little things like, oh yeah, just want to get out, get some fresh air, get a cigarette, and it's just pretty simple to set the scene of these guys doing their own thing. But then the next page, it's back in New York, and it says New York City 1 week prior. And there's this weird random army general, I guess, talking to someone. And he's talking to this guy, and he's like, come on, won't you help us out? And the guy's like, no, we've already told you our answer is no. And he's like, is that your answer or Tesla's answer? And this guy's like, Mr. Tesla, and I agree on this, and it's not going to happen. And then this guy's like, listen, Germans are bad. We need to send our guy in against them, and we'll give you something that you really, really want. We'll give you status as a human being and a citizen. And then the guy's like, interesting. So then we get back to the book and we see those guardsmen again. And they're like, what the fuck is that? Is that a plane coming in? That's we're not supposed to have anything, any deliveries. And then they drop this bomb that just comes sailing in, and he goes flying through. And then one guard tries to run inside. He's like, hey, watch out. And then like this thing crashes through a wall. Then we're in the literal middle of a Nazi facility. These guys are on their old comms and they're like, is there an earthquake? What's going on? And then this thing crashes through the wall. Then we get this weird old frail guy. He's like, oh, that's annoying. Well, I guess we got to up our plans and move forward with haste. And he pushes a button and this thing starts sinking down like it's a James Bond lair or something. Then when it cuts back out to the courtyard where that bomb went, but the bomb didn't explode. And we got a bunch of guardsmen running up towards it. And one guy's like, oh man, I found a door. And just as he says door, it gets kicked out and knocks him off his ass. And then we see like these lights coming from inside there, and out steps the guy that was talking to the general. It's a robot, and the robot's name is Atomic Robo. So this guy starts just going in, and the first thing he does is he pulls out this weird thing of papers and he starts reading to these Nazis running around with machine guns. He's like, by the authority of the League of Nations, Baron Heinrich von Helsingard is hereby placed under arrest as an enemy of all mankind for the crimes of kidnapping, human experimentation upon unwilling subjects, and wow, geez, that's a lot of atrocities. Like, where do you even find time to sleep? And these guys are like, what are you doing? Just stop. We're going to shoot you. And he's like, guys, I'm built like a tank. And then it cuts back to that weird old guy we saw. And he's like, hurry up with the surgery. And the surgeon's like, this isn't normal, dude. And the guy's like, well, do you want to try it on the Fuhrer? If you try it on the Fuhrer, you might die. Then what'll happen to you? And this guy's like, dude, I just like need another week. And he's like, you don't have it. You're going to perform this on me, or I'm going to have you killed, and I'm going to have someone else do it. And the guy's like, I mean, okay. And then it cuts back to Robo, and all these guys just start shooting at him. He's like, would you fucking stop that? Literally the next panel is just him just being like jerks and jumping around and running away and all this shit. And as he's running away, they just start like trying to grab him. Like one guy's like holding his leg, another guy's like grabbing on his back. Eventually they all just swarm him. And the bad guys are like, if you move, we'll shoot. And bro was just like, yeah, I am okay with that. And then all the guys on him are like, no, you're gonna shoot him, but you're gonna hit us. And they're like, well, get off him and then we'll shoot. And one guy's like, yeah, that doesn't work either. And he shoots Robo in the head. And Robo's just like, it's still annoying. And they're like, well, what are we supposed to do? So they all just decide again to jump him. And Robo's like, all right, forget this. This is stupid. And he starts walking back over to that like bomb missile, I guess, capsule that dropped into the building. And he walks over and they're like, he's getting a weapon, get the weapon. He's like, I'm just grabbing a fucking radio. Will you chill out? And he starts calling like the American base. And while he's doing that, these Nazis are like, we demand that you cease communications. One guy's like, yeah, and surrender. And then someone else is like, we also think whoever's on the other line should surrender too. And the entire time, Robo's sitting there trying to like calm these, like trying to just talk to the Americans on there. And he's getting annoyed with the Nazis. So he just pops a grenade and like just tosses it and blows up a bunch of Nazis. And then he starts talking to the Americans again. They're like, dude, you gotta do like some sort of like comms security. Like, don't let Nazis in on your top secret mission. Anyway, so then that weird, crazy old doctor, his name's Dr. Helsingard, rises up and he's like, oh, I've had this organ implanted into me, and now I've got all these powers. And he's just sitting there and he's like, oh, I've mastery over space and time and the course of man and nations. No laws will ever apply to me again. And Robo's like, how about the law of electricity? And he shoots him with like this giant lightning gun. And at first he shoots him in the arm, and then the guy just like heals back up, and he's like, "You idiot. Witness the power of the vril organ," the thing that's like literally in the middle of his chest. And Robo just goes, "You know what they should really call you is Baron von blabs about his only weakness," and then shoots him right in the organ. And then there's just a giant fucking explosion. The entire mountain gets blown up, and Robo just goes flying away, and he just stands up out of the snow. He's just like, I mean, that's kind of like arresting the guy. And yeah. And then we see the old the guy that he just blew up. He's like, he's under a bunch of rubble and stuff. And he's like, final protocol, revenge. And then because he's a mad scientist, his brain gets put into a robot body. And his robot brain body is like, revenge. And that's the end of the first issue.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That is a crazy comic book.
It's a ridiculous.
Did you hear that? Did that?
Yeah, it came through. We heard it
because I couldn't hear it, so I just was making sure that everybody could.
So I'll say this. So Atomic Robo is one of the funnier comic series. Like I literally even rereading it today, I laughed out loud at it. So like what we're doing now, I will read the second issue next week. But after that, we got some choices. So I figure we'll let the crowd decide. I will you can comment tonight. We can set up a poll. We'll figure something out. But your choices. Radiant Black. Brand new superhero gets pulled into a space robot war.
Oh.
The Dresden Files. A wizard living and working out of Chicago.
Oh.
We only find them when they're dead. There are space gods that only appear when they die, and pirates go harvest their skin and organs.
Okay.
Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers.
Okay.
Berserker, Keanu Reeves writes a story about himself being an unkillable killing machine.
I heard about that.
Batman, Creature of the Night. Real World. Someone just like real world, the world we live in, then someone's parents actually die like Batman, then Batman comes to the real world to protect him.
Okay.
Jimmy's Bastards, a mix of Archer and James Bond with lots of real world consequences. Crossover, the veil between the real world and comics gets shattered and comics spill into the real world. Eat the rich. Rich people are bad. Kill them. Batman White Knight. Joker becomes sane and a good guy and shows Batman's the bad guy.
Okay, this is a lot of choices.
Oh, I know. There are a few more. Geiger. Post-apocalyptic future. Radiation superhero.
Okay.
Cluster. People with life sentences get sent to a planet to mine things in poison caverns.
Mind your business.
Batman Flash Button. It is the beginning of the crossover between the Watchmen and the DC universe.
Heard that had a solid start.
It does start. Yes, that's why we will only be that issue. Vinyl. Superhero killing other killers. Or I'm sorry, serial killer killing other killers.
Barry Dexter.
The latest series of The Shadow. Mr. Miracle. If you don't know about him, he's a DC superhero who his power is he can escape from anything. Tom King did a run in 2017 that was one of the best stories of the year.
Yeah, it was.
Not just Mr. Miracle. So we will. What I figure we'll do is from all of those, we'll just do 2 comics of each, and depend which ones we'll do will be depending on what people want and vote on. And yeah, you'll have 2 weeks to decide between.
Oh yeah, I'm
that is dope. You know, make sure you send over those lists so that
I will do, and I have screenshots of the covers for you guys, so you can put them all up.
That is perfect.
Sweet. Awesome.
That is perfect because you know what, my job Done.
Yeah, we'll definitely be
Make
posting
it
them on.
easy on you.
We'll definitely be posting them on like our social medias, and yeah, we'll try to put the names of all those issues in the description. It's obviously not going to be going up now. It's live. We got doing this right now.
Yeah, I didn't warn anyone I was doing this.
Yeah,
But no, all those issues sound
I
really
could put them on the
cool.
poll right now if I had everything. But we'll get it together.
There's like 20 options, so
Rating-
maybe we'll do like options of like 4 of them at a time and then run through, or right?
I'll put as many as I can in one poll and then separate the next into another poll and just keep polling and keep polling.
But yeah, to Fifth Bantha and Alex, you were starting to say it. Radiant Black is actually one of my favorites. It has turned into in my opinion, one of the best series that's been made. And I'm only partially saying that because it takes place in Chicago and starts in the town my grandpa was born in.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Fifth Bantha definitely agrees. He says Radiant Black or Berserker sound the best to me. So that's the votes for those two.
I think Berserkers are also getting made into either a movie or a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Keanu Reeves deserves more money. But before we go on to our first topic of the night, I do want to just pull up this little comment in the chat. Maybe we could all chat on this a little bit before we get into our first topic. Scott Walker says, "When are you guys?" I'm assuming he says, "What it means? What do you guys think of the idea of black actor being Ghostface in a future Scream movie?" I asked a while ago with other YouTubers who were okay with it. What about you?
Oh, first of all, shout out to Scott Walker. Shout out to Scott Walker.
Thanks for the good question.
Shout out to everybody out there, by the way.
Honestly, when you asked that question, I was kind of surprised that hadn't happened before because it's a dude in a mask. It doesn't really matter what color the guy is underneath.
Yeah, but also, I mean, the first Scream didn't have any black people. The second one, I mean,
they kill their black people immediately in the first scene.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think her roommate lasted till like the second to last, but still.
Oh yeah, she got killed later. And then what's his name? The cameraman. He actually was the only smart person in the entire town. He just left.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Everybody's getting killed. I'm just gonna leave, and he never comes back.
But that was the joke. That was a part of the joke in a Scary Movie where as soon as the murder happens, all of the news stations are outside and everybody's talking about it. I can't believe this has happened here. And the black news station was like, "White folks is dying. We get the hell out of here."
It's all getting the van and
drive the fuck out of here. Hey, what's wrong with y'all? We get the fuck out of here.
What do you think about that? See, do you care about the ethnicity of Ghostface?
No, I mean, I don't watch enough of the Scream movies to know if most of them are tied to each other. I feel like they keep getting tied to each other, but I don't fucking know. I thought it was always just like some serial killer that was copycatting some shit sometimes.
Well, you gotta remember
so yeah, the first 4 are all tied together. Then
matters.
What was 5? 5 and 6. 5 was loosely tied to the same people, but not Nev Campbell.
Was 5 the first one that they had like Jenna Ortega? Was that the first?
Yeah, 5 and 6 were Jenna Ortega. So they were like trying to tie it in, but without using Nev.
Yeah. They just all happen to be white, it feels like. It doesn't not necessarily like they're
right. Yeah, I just feel like they just keep driving white people to be the killer. Like, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem like it fucking matters to the.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
I mean,
like,
guys,
whatever story
not
you
to
make
be
it,
all rah whites, but
like,
I think we kind of got the stranglehold on, and pun intended, on serial killers.
Yeah, is that what these movies are really saying?
It just makes sense.
It seems racist that it seems racist for white people that only y'all can be serial killers. That's wrong right there. So yeah,
I understand what's going on. Hold on.
I think we need to.
So if they're saying, y'all are saying it's going to be a black dude who is the killer in the new Scream.
I guess that's what it seems like what Scott Walker is implying, which is kind of weird.
No, you know why it's weird? Because now I already know who the killer is. What's the point?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
What the fuck kind of shit is that?
When there's 3 black people in the film, it's
like, oh shit. It's one of those
which
guys.
was extra weird. The last one was in New York. Maybe like in a little white suburbia town, but New York?
Yeah.
I didn't
but
see
all that being said, Scott, my answer to your question is I actually think I wouldn't have an issue with it one way or the other. If you hadn't brought it up, I think it would have been a great choice because I don't think people would have guessed it based on this franchise's history. But now that you said it, man, there can be one black guy who's like seen in 14 seconds of one scene. I'm gonna be like, he's a fucking killer, and that's your fault. So thanks.
Him did it.
What if it's an all black cast? It's like directed by fucking Lee Daniels or some shit.
I'm gonna walk out of the theater not because of racism, but because I'm gonna be overwhelmed with choices.
I'll be walking out there just because Lee Daniels.
Now, see, I think if it was an all black cast or something, I think people would get mad for whatever weird reason.
Oh yeah, people would get pissed.
Do you but it really wouldn't matter as long as you still follow the same principles that have been set in Scream. It wouldn't really fucking matter. But
what do you mean? What do you mean for whatever reason?
It'd be real weird
for whatever reason YouTube won't ban us for.
For whatever reason.
Saying out loud.
It'd be extra weird if it was an all-black cast because Neve Campbell's already been announced that she's going to be in it. So now I'm just imagining her walking on screen with like some real bad blackface, and it's like, ooh, that was not a good choice.
No. I got it. I got the story. Neve Campbell has been hired as an adjunct professor to talk about criminology and murder in her work at an HBCU.
It's a dangerous situation. You're doing a dangerous
Got it.
Hollywood, you need some writers? We got you covered.
God damn, let's do it. Directed by Ryan Coogler. Let's have it.
I knew he was going to say HBCU. I knew he was going to say that shit.
You said, how can it make it happen? I was like, that's how you make it happen.
I'm not even going to tell my joke no more.
But those are our ridiculous thoughts on that matter. But let's go ahead and move into
I hope we tease the appetites of all of the Scream fans out there. Jeff with the save.
Jeff, yeah. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's go ahead and move into our first topic of the night. We're going to be talking about Apple TV Plus's original series, Silo. That's right.
That theme song is kind of hard. Not gonna lie, their intro is kind of hard.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's not the right music though, because the theme.
Oh, that's trailer music.
Yeah, that's trailer music. Cause
trailer music is always more intense.
Yeah, that's trailer music. Cause
but yeah, we're fully into the second season.
Can't afford the real music.
We're fully into the second season. We're in episode 2. The first episode we got to see what Silo Silo style state. Yeah, we get the first episode. We got to see what Juliet was up to after she walked out into the desolate world outside the silo. And now we get to see what's going on back in the silo now that she's left. How people are reacting to her going over that horizon. Heimerdinger, what did you think of this episode?
I don't watch
it. Yes, always have to ask the person.
That's why I am here today.
I'm gonna jump on next week.
He said I should be caught up in the next 4. How many episodes left?
Yeah, no, I'm getting caught up on next week's Comic Book Corner.
Oh. To your credit, you did like speed watch for All Mankind, so that was a marathon.
That was my brain hurt.
He's got over there in Comic Book Corner over there.
Producer T, like, what did you think of like these past 2 episodes? Since you weren't here last week, what have you thought of these last 2 episodes for your season? And
if everyone knows, I am a fan of Silo. If you go back to our Nerds at Night shorts, you can see that I was actually at the Silo panel for season 2 at San Diego Comic-Con, and I'm upset about the clip that they showed because I thought it was like the middle part of it. And I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait to see what else happens after this. Turns out they had showed us the very end of episode 1. So that part where she like makes the ladder and gets over to the crevice, knocks on the door, and the dude's like, don't try and open my door again. I'll kill you. That's the clip they showed us at Comic-Con and that I was not allowed to talk about. But I was hoping that was the middle of the episode so I can see what she does next. And it was the fucking end. So I was like, damn it. But that beginning of the episode showing that other silo, like immediately I could just tell it was like a flashback to, I guess because I knew she found another silo. So I already knew what was happening at the beginning to be like, oh, this is that other silo she gonna find. This is what's happening at the beginning of them. And damn, what did they do to planet Earth? God damn, that shit. They ain't make it, huh? They did not make it. He made it about what, like?
It's 2025. That's what that is.
It looked like he made it about a good 2,000 feet with his little flag, right? He made about a good 2,000 feet out before he dropped.
Yeah, he was a strong motherfucker. Ooh. But then he didn't have no suit or anything. And we talked a little bit about last week about how it. We talked a little. We talked a little last week about how like this is sort of Fallout is sort of like a tongue-in-cheek version of this story. Like, do you see like the similarities in those two stories?
Nasty, tongue-in-cheek.
I mean, not really, because this was a book before Fallout. It's just kind of coincidental.
By the way, we don't know anything about the book. We've never seen it.
But nah. I mean, I guess I can't get enough of dystopian type worlds. They're always fun. Like, give me more. So I'm enjoying it. And the rest for that, so and then this episode, man, I gotta give it up to the mayor. God, I was clapping my damn self when he made his announcement because I was clapping at the brilliance of how he spun this tale.
He spun the shit out of that.
What is going on with these people? Like, why do they think she's still alive? She just walked over the hill. I was like, well, that don't mean shit. Like, died over the hill. Like, if she why don't she come back? Like, what are you getting pepped up for? You're like, they lied. They had tape. Or I was like, okay, so they haven't proved that the air isn't safe. It just proved that they are making you die quicker, and just that's kind of funny.
No. He definitely got up there and he was on some.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
He got up there and he put his spin job on it,
Yeah.
Put his lies to the truth, right?
He was definitely
tell a little bit of the truth, but
take credit. Tell the truth and take credit for it and be like, this is what actually happened.
I thought it was cool, like cold-blooded though, how he, ended up getting that information because they had Walker and her ex-boo thing in the jail cell together talking about what happened. And it's not until after they divulge that then they're able to go and utilize that information and give it to the people. Y'all think that something's gonna happen to Walker and that lady? You think they got some consequences to suffer, since technically they're the reason that they were able to calm everything down for now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they caused the problem, right? So you think they're gonna suffer some consequences, Alex?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like it remains to be seen. Like, we've seen throughout the show that there's a lot of people who just like get killed by the judicial,
yeah.
Common hit squad.
Yeah, the common hit squad,
the GDs, the vice lords.
So, and like they pretty much don't let anything get in their way. So I could see them. They're obviously a threat. They obviously have a lot of knowledge, but also, they've utilized their information to their benefit, and they've been able to spin this whole situation. So maybe there's
good people on both sides.
Yeah, but maybe
I'm just kind of curious about like what they're real. Like, do you really still want to go outside though? Like, Like,
Yeah.
why? You know it's not safe without the spacesuit. She had a spacesuit on. It's not safe outside. Why are you trying to go out there?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think that they were able, at least I thought they were able to show that they were like within the silo, there are multiple factions who have multiple ways of looking at it. Just like you just said, like, do you really want to still go outside? I feel like there are people who, for whatever reason, still want to go outside. But there are also people like Walker who are trying to inform people like, look, the only reason she lived is because we helped her out. Okay? Like, you go out there, they ain't gonna give you that good tape. Also,
right, that's what I'm trying to be like. It's like it's not sweet out there, y'all. Like, she had the good tape, but
also
you
Walker
still need to be living in a spacesuit the whole time because it's not sweet out there. You like,
but Walker also pointed out, like, hey, she probably suffocated because ain't no air. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Ain't
so
no
much
air
air
in that damn.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, yeah, she's absolutely right. It's fucked up that they've been giving them bad tape and making them die, but is there any difference between just letting them suffocate with no air and just coming up on the surface and being like, oh shit, it's not sweet out here. There's all these other silos and shit's still all fucked up. Like, then what? You see him die on camera? Because my plan as the mayor to squash this revolution would have been coming. I would have got the loudmouth little girl who's at the pits, the one who's like trying to start the revolution. I would have been like, you want to go outside? You think it's clean? Remember, she had a suit on, but you still want to go outside, so we're not going to give you no suit. Go out there. Let us know if it's sweet or not. Say hi to the camera for us.
Go on now.
Fucking die and be like, yeah, see, it ain't sweet out there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like it's. I think the reaction of the silo, like one of the things I really liked about the depiction of it is it like shows two interesting things about the human condition. Like, one, when you show a big group of people something they've never seen before, they might just fucking lose their minds. They're just like, like they don't know.
Went over the hill. I was like, I want to know, bro.
Everybody just loses it.
You were about to say bunch, and I thought you were about to say but. When you show a butt, you almost said butt, but then you said a group of people. Okay, but sorry, that shit was hilarious.
When you show a butt on TV,
yeah, people go crazy.
But also, I just like the sense of exploration from humans. Like, these are like generations of people who have just not known anything outside of this space, and they're just like looking through this lens. Is like, but I want to see what the fuck is over that horizon. She made it over the horizon. There's something over there.
And you know what? Taking that that's absolutely right. And the mayor, I felt like thought like that. And that's why he went above it and be like, yeah, we claim that. We're going to claim that win that she got over the hill.
Right. Yeah,
he used over that fucking hill because we wanted her to.
She's definitely dead.
She died, by the way. She died. But you know what? We're trying to get over that hill. Everybody wants to get over that hill, right? Right? That looks tight. We're not trying to stay. Yeah, we're doing it.
Get over that hill is going to be his campaign slogan for his next election.
Getting over the hill.
She absolutely died.
Right? I would. Yeah. We're getting over the hill. Getting over the hill.
She's definitely dead.
But she died though.
Hero, because she got over the hill.
Over the hill.
And we do see the Bernard
also at the same time, like the video that what she showed and recorded, I'm just like, just show these people the video, bro, because it ain't sweet out there. It's just not. Like,
well, they got too many secrets to withhold, because like I think that's also one of the things that gets people is like, you lied to us about something, so now I don't know.
Like, I want to like get to why they lie. What because everything they keep showing me so far, I'm just like, why are you lying about this, bro? Like,
it's kind of the same thing in Fallout, right?
Getting out of this silo. What was that?
It's kind of the same thing in Fallout, right? Like, that's how I feel. Like, I don't know when the Silo book was written, but like Fallout kind of plays into that same thing where we're going to lie to the masses about what's going on while the few dictate what is going to take place going forward. and maybe there's some kind of grandiose plan to create different societies going forward. Maybe they have like a 10,000 year plan where we gotta stay ground for X amount of time. But I mean, you know what I mean? And you said
Fallout was kind of like a conspiracy theory of a corporation trying to manipulate.
Yeah, no, I mean in the sense though that you have a society that's gone underground and there are people who are dictating what's taking place and what people believe to be true, and with a plan to clearly take generations and generations to go through whatever it is that they're going through to then eventually go outside. I mean, eventually somebody's supposed to go outside, right? They don't want to just be in the same spot forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
We do see
Speaking of who controls it, there was something I had to do at this beginning of the episode. You know how he was reading the book and it said, in case of a failed cleaning, prepare for war.
Right.
I paused it there to see what else the book was saying, and it was kind of like a bunch of repeat boring words. But the most interesting part was the silos were created by our very own OSHA.
Oh, so they're safe. They're super safe.
It says that the name of this project is called, it was like, because it said, in case of, prepare for war, and said, this is a guideline and not the exact, it said, this is just a guideline and not what you need to do. Guidance for the mayoral, judicial, and the raiders in accordance to the Occupational Safety Hazard Administration Affairs Silo Project dash, and then it stated like the laws that it was by, but the Silo Project is done by OSHA. In case you wanted to know.
Okay,
crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely somebody who's like some centralized organization behind the scenes for all of this. They use like more advanced technology than like the people in the silo are even allowed to. Like we see them, there's certain technologies that they're not even allowed to.
So we can say it's at least the United States government built these silos.
I think that's fair. Like some government.
Well, no, I mean, OSHA works for. OSHA is a government entity, but it's not the government.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those things that's like paid for or funded by the government, but they work with private organizations. So this could be a situation much like Fallout, where a private company funds all of this stuff, or not funds all this stuff, but to a degree, funds all this stuff and handles all this stuff, but it's
I'm not sure if it said followed by the United States government, but it did say have OSHA's name on it, and I was like, that's cool.
Right. That's dope. That's dope information right there. Hell yeah, man! Shout out to Terry.
Once, like we mentioned, that the mayor has this big speech where he's trying to spin Juliet's sacrifice, quote unquote, as like a noble thing, and everybody rallies behind him. Shirley remains defiant and starts rallying up the people on the lower levels to demand answers, while Knox tries to convince her to calm down, wanting to avoid a revolution and protect his people. I just want to play like a real quick clip from that scene earlier in that episode. Where is it?
God.
I have it here. Okay, yeah, here it is.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So that was like I think it was a really emotionally pivotal moment of the episode where you really get to see both sides of like that conflict.
One more thing. What is the vault?
The vault.
Did y'all catch that? They were talking about the vault, and he was in that vault at the beginning. That's where he ran out of.
That's where he ran out of. Yeah, and that
That's
seems
all
like
the stuff is that. What's the vault? Because at the end of the episode, he was also like, when he went back to the judge, he was like, and you the only other person that's, and she was like, that's been in the vault.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
What's the vault?
Yeah, what is the vault? And it feels like it's the same place that Russell is in the silo that Juliet is in. Like, does that seem like he's in the vault of that silo? So
y'all got mad theories today.
What's in there?
What's in the vault?
What's in the vault? Yeah, because where else could have that guy have gone? If they all have vaults like that, then that dude who was the mayor probably ran into the vault because he was like, my favorite word, it ain't sweet out there. So he ran into the vault and they all just died. So whatever's in the vault is letting you know what's going on with the world still.
I wish I had a "it ain't sweet out there" drop, but I don't.
Silo, it ain't sweet out there.
Whatever's in the vault is like, Russell is able to stay in there and survive for a very long period of time. Like, there must be food and nourishment.
Yeah,
all kinds of shit.
He good.
Yeah, it's probably
necessary. We don't know how long ago these people died. I mean, it kind of looks like it was long ago because of the decay, maybe, but
well,
I don't know. It could be whatever's outside. It could just be eating you up real quick and it just fucks you up.
I would say that it's been 25 years. You know why? Because the mayor and the judge, she said that she hadn't not wanted a drink in 25 years. And I think they had a relationship of some kind. There was clearly some type of revolution that they dealt with or mild revolution, because we had the older lady who was the keeper of that Georgia travel book.
Oh yeah.
The crazy lady. Like, she clearly had been out before,
right?
If she's seen the water, she's seen the beaches and all that stuff. So I'm thinking maybe there was some kind of war that these people fought before, because the judge seems very adamant about getting up out of there. She was like, yo, homie, let me just tell you, I'll help you, but on God, I need to get the fuck out of here.
You gonna give me some of that good tape?
But yeah, and see her motivation to get out. I'm just like, why does she want to get out?
We're gonna get back to that. But what we got to get to first is, I'm just so glad, because I said it earlier and we didn't get to it. You just said something about it right now. How many times are we gonna hear these motherfuckers talk about that good tape?
Tape has been a pivotal.
But
plot point since episode 1.
It's not just tape. It's not just tape.
Episode 1, season 1.
It's that good tape, and they always say it. That good tape. Oh, she had the good tape. Wait a minute, we got different tape down here. We got that good tape down here.
What are they called? What's their department? Engineering.
Yeah.
They got that.
Yeah, they was like that good engineering tape. That's where it's from. What that tape from? Engineering
tape. Yeah.
Engineering.
You know what it is.
You know where we at? Engineering. They really be claiming that tape. Like, I think that's why they're so mad about it. I was like,
somebody was gonna start rapping when they kept talking about that tape. They had the tape.
If you know that she had that suit on, and that without the good tape, she would have died, which means the atmosphere is still bad. So don't go outside. Right. But it's your tape that's made her last a little bit longer. Are you mad that he didn't give you credit, that he called it the IT tape, throw it up for the IT and not for the engineers? Like, what are you mad about?
I think, it's funny that you bring that up. I feel like what she's mad about is the lie of it. Is like, you're trying to make it seem like she died heroically because IT created this tape so she can go over the horizon, when really you've been giving people bad tape for years and killing people over and over and over again.
Well, that's why they went out there. Hold on now. We sending people out there as punishment. We ain't sending them out there to come back in. They ain't a part.
Some of them asked to go out, and
no, I'm just saying, but that ain't. Yeah, but it ain't a. You asked to go out. It ain't a question of let's talk about it. It's like when you want to get divorced in the Catholic Church, you have to go through all these like preliminary steps, fucking therapy.
Yeah, it's
a lot of steps. You want to do this? You sure you want to do this? You know, don't you want to work it out? I mean, who cares if he done slept with 4 other women, and who cares if you done slept with 6 other guys?
Like I do get like
there is no process to say like, hey, I'm gonna come. No, you know what? I changed my mind. So you going out there? They sending you out there to die.
Yeah,
it's a death sentence. Like
yeah, exactly. But it's just like, well, why kind of like speed up the death? Like what's the purpose of that?
They can't get across that goddamn hill, man. You know what time it is.
But like the two most like the two pivotal moments of somebody walking out that we actually see are 2 people who just decided to go out. They asked to go out. Like they didn't commit some crime other than like the law that if you ask to go out, you have to go out. You can't like no takesy backsies. So it's like they didn't commit any crimes. They're not like supposed to be executed.
No. What happens is so what their justice system, the way it works is they'll give you an option. Once you've committed the crime, you have an option. You can go to the mines or you can go to clean. So
right. All right, yeah.
So it's which one would you? So I'm just saying. So yeah, you are given a death sentence practically, but you're basically given the choice: do you want death or do you want life in the mines? Right.
Well, I just feel like
to make sure that's clear.
To go back to the character of what was her name, Shirley. Yeah, Shirley. Like the reason I feel like she's so mad is because at the very at best they're prohibiting exploration. They could be using these resources so they could explore and see what else the fuck is out there. But there's a reason why they're trying to make sure people don't see what else is out there.
Don't you remember what
they're trying
saw?
to? Well,
don't you remember what she saw, man? There was nothing. There was like
what was it? It was not sweet out there.
I understand, but I'm just saying Juliet.
Hold on. Let me finish. Because what I'm saying is like there's nothing out there. So just imagine that nothing. What are we going to explore? What it is they know what's out there. Like whoever is in charge, they know what's out there. They just don't want. This is what happens when the masses actually like with quarantine type situations, when the masses have control over what they're gonna do, they're gonna do wrong. Somebody gonna step out of the bounds and do what they want to fucking do, in spite of the greater good of the masses. So what most likely what they would have done, especially if it's the government, get everybody together and we can't tell, like we gonna have to lie to everybody. And apparently, according to the lady, put stuff in the water that makes us forget. Right? So they try
doing eugenics to prevent people who are curious to have more curious ass babies.
Yes, have a certain type of person being born. It's a lot of it's way deeper than just exploration and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. There's no, because for them, there's no need to explore because they already know what's out there.
Yeah,
because they know what destroyed the earth.
No, I like that's the most intriguing thing is like there's definitely more deep-seated corruption, and I think this just like plants the seed. Is like you're lying about this one little thing. What the fuck else are you lying about?
That they could just tell the truth.
They could, but I
feel like the stuff they're hiding, like there hasn't been like a good enough reason for me to lie to the masses.
But we haven't heard it yet.
But we have, so whatever's in the vault will probably tell us why you need to keep up these weird charades and stuff you were doing, because it just seems like you just go out there and be like, no, ain't nothing out there. It's just nothing. It's over. It's done. We done.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back to the shit with our main character.
But another theory I got is the flooding. Is that I believe these silos were supposed to be interconnected, and something happened at the beginning, and they kind of flooded, and they prevented, or maybe like only certain numbers of them flooded. And they're not connected anymore. But I think the silos are connected at the bottom. where all that water
Well,
is.
see, that is what old dude was looking for in the first season. He was looking for the door, and
He was like, "Where does that door go? That's flooded that you can't get
found
to."
it. But he had found a way to get to it. That was the thing, and he hadn't had a chance to try to. He was going to tell her the night that he died, so he didn't get a chance. But we're gonna get that. You know what? We're gonna get that answered in the next season. I mean, the next episode, I think. But,
yeah, I think so.
Which did we cover everything on this?
Yeah, other than just like that, toward the end, Shirley, she decides she's gonna organize a band of rebels. And
Shirley
she organizes a secret meeting outside curfew. After Bernard thanks Meadows for her help, she demands to be given some tape, and she has to go outside.
She demanded to be given.
Right, and that threw me. That threw me. I was like, why do you want to go outside? You know what's out there, and it ain't nothing. Does she like want to die?
No, she ain't asked. Nope, she want the good tape.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
so you can die slowly.
It still doesn't make any sense though. Like so far, what we know, it doesn't make any sense to lie to everybody. Like maybe you lie to some people, but you don't have to lie to everybody, right? Like why are we lying to everybody? Well, it's a matter of control, one, but and I don't know why you would want everybody to forget. Like, what do you need to forget a Pez dispenser for, right? And so I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen going forward.
And you know what I'm thinking? You know how shows usually kind of want you to root for a certain people and stuff? I was like, this show's not really making me root for Shirley and everything. I'm like, I'm on Tim Robbins' side. I'm kind of like, I'm with Common and them. It's like, these idiots need to shut the fuck up and
well, see, that's to me what the genius in the show so far is. That's how you start out in the beginning of the season, first 5 episodes at least. You're like, man, we got to go outside.
We gotta go. Yeah, like the whole time I'm like, we gotta go outside. They're lying. They're doing something to me. I was like, I thought they were tampering with the suit. I thought they were putting poison in the suit itself.
Yeah,
there's all these theories that you have to go that you're going back and forth with, and then all of a sudden, hey.
Actually really fucking terrible.
Can I go back inside?
Don't go outside. Don't
go
outside.
I never understood why everybody. Well, no, I understand why everybody cleans, but I'm so glad that she didn't clean, and it was such a dope thing. But then why not send everybody out there without a hologram and just make them clean and come back out?
I think that the hologram's got to be some sort of psychological shit. Does that make you feel like better about life?
It's like, okay,
when it's like
you're gonna die in the grass. At least.
It's like, oh, it's beautiful out here.
You know what's kind of fucked with what Juliet didn't do is like she went into that other vault with all the hundreds of dead bodies, and I think for me, I would have went back to my vault, cleaned it, and wrote something, and just I would have had that note out. It was like, hey, I'm back, everybody. It ain't sweet out here. It sucks.
Right?
Please let me back in. Like that's what I wouldn't have went more into that fucked up ass vault. I would have been like, oh shit. Like clearly the heat tape was keeping the bacteria and stuff out, so clearly it's not good. There's thousands of dead bodies in front of me, all these other silos, everything looks just fucked up. Never mind. I would have went back and been like, let me clean that right back. Not kidding, let me back in. It sucks. I'm good. I am now the perfect citizen. Don't go outside. Law and order. I'm the best sheriff now. Like, let me in, bro. I'm team y'all.
But yeah, guys, that's all of our thoughts on Silo episode 2, season 2. Let us know what you thought in the comments. But we're gonna move on to our next topic of the night. We are going out into deep outer space, and we're tackling a story in a galaxy far, far away. But it's not Star Wars. We're talking. That's right. We are talking Dune Prophecy. Lisa Nalgai, as if you're fans of the show, you already know we are huge Dune fans over here, and we are excited about season 1 of Dune Prophecy. I'm
I'm trying to talk to Jeff.
Oh, you're doing
I'm trying to talk to
the
Jeff.
war language.
Yeah.
Hello.
That's just a really fucking awesome name for
I don't know if he
sign
can
language.
see. I don't know if he can see me, but I'm trying to.
Can you not hear me?
No, I'm just trying to talk to you right now.
Oh, with
Just
the blah 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 to get off some stuff. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Producer T, since you
I
didn't
just told
get
him
a
to
chance,
DoorDash me something.
You're not gonna like what you get.
give me some wings. Stop. Producer T, since you weren't here for our conversation last week, what did you think of the premiere of Dune Prophecy? Like, real quick, and what are your initial thoughts on this new episode?
Oh my god, is this the slowest fucking show ever? But I expected it because it's fucking Dune. And so I get everybody's complaint that it is boring, but I just know it's like, yeah, it's kind of boring, bro. This is like Dune, and they gotta like introduce all these characters were 10,000. I don't know why they picked that. When I found that out, I was just like, why did they pick these set of books to adapt? Like, I wanted the Butlerian Jihad to be like, that was only 100 years before that. Why didn't you go with the battle robots? We could have had the Matrix style graphics that like tease at the beginning of the first episode of them showing the jihad that was happening of the humans fighting the robots. That looked so good. Like, could you imagine if that was the whole fucking series? And it could have been. It could have been, because that's 3 fucking books right there about the robots. And we could have had that instead of this like, this is kind of boring. No, it's boring. It's gonna be a little boring. It's a little interesting if you like Dune. I like all the Dune lore, but honestly, it's gonna be a little boring.
I'm just upset that I haven't heard. There ain't no Dune song. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we ain't getting.
Yeah.
I ain't.
Yeah. That is also my superficial complaint.
Hold on, let me play it right now, just for everybody right now, so that you can. Yeah, because I'm missing it right now.
Song now.
Yeah.
First off, great show.
Yeah.
I didn't go out to the middle of the desert to learn to walk without rhythm for them to not play this music for me.
I don't know how he's echoing, but
now we're echoing. I don't know what's happening. I guess we should keep going, or should we figure out what it is?
Is somebody's headphone unplugged, or boom, something changed?
Okay, we're good. Cool. We're sounding good.
I was gonna have a little breakdown. It was gonna be
Prophecy.
fun.
Yeah, I'll say like my initial thoughts real quick. I felt like
Alex hates it because it's about women.
I mean,
usual take.
The Bene Gesserit are my favorite part, like one of my favorite part of the lore of Dune. So I was really excited about this show, and I expected it to be slow because I said in my review of the first Dune movie, it's like this movie is like pretty spectacular, but it's boring as fuck, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So the story actually like.
It happened again.
It's my mic. I'm trying to. I don't know why it's doing that now.
Silly Mac. But I knew that like the first the first movie of Dune was like the first part of Dune was just like pretty boring, and it wasn't really super enjoyable as a whole until we got Dune Part 2. So I still have faith in this show that maybe like by the end of the show. Okay. But yeah.
Whoa.
Still doing it?
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, I thought that the first movie was freaking amazing, and I thought that. Well, I felt like, there's no need for me to elaborate. I thought it was amazing by itself, standalone. Could have got no more of it, and I would have been good. Because I watched the 87 film.
Like, I know how this ends. Weird baby ladies with psychic powers. What did you think of this? Yeah, this episode. Initial thoughts.
Well, I gotta say, I think this one, I think it finally got good at the literal last minute and a half. I mean, the last minute and a half was like, all right, now I'm in. And they're like, hey, let's roll the credits. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But I mean, it's just, this should be an interesting show. You have the crazy voice spy women's, the Blanton psychogenesises, and they should be having like a much more interesting story to tell us, but they just keep dropping the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Terry, I cannot hear a word you're saying, brother.
Oh, I didn't know he was
yeah,
talking.
no, he's talking.
Or trying to talk. Trying to be talking.
Yellow.
Terry, I can hear a word you are saying, brother.
We're great. We are great.
Okay, I feel like because it's, I don't know, is it trying to like copy Game of Thrones or something? It's not hitting, but
I think
it's still very Game of Thrones.
You know, there's supposed to be all this political intrigue and everything, and it's like that's really not what's entertaining for me. And like what the movie had, even though it was long, was still good and fun for me. While this is just, I'm reading the Wikipedia of the book instead of watching the book. It's just being drawn.
Yeah, I do. It's funny that you compare it to Game of Thrones because like when I was watching this episode, I felt like not only did we get like the sex position that we always get in Game of Thrones, like exposition, but also
we got to see titties. That's what you mean.
I feel like it was even longer than like Game of Thrones normally does too. I think like it was trying to like up it.
That's because there was no sex position. There was only sex, then exposition. Because Game of Thrones will have the sex and the exposition, hence the term sex position. See, sex position isn't just exposition, it is also a position. I feel like
I'll also say,
no, I'll just give myself a
now, I think another issue that not just the show, but the movies also have. Everyone's talking about how important spice is, how important, how everyone needs to control the spice. You got the spice, you control the universe, but no one explains why. Like, if you don't do your own research, you're just left to be like, is everyone in this universe just that much of a junkie?
Yes.
Like,
I looked it up because it does.
Yeah.
So I would not be upset. That wouldn't be out of the world. Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
I did look it up, and it is like, okay, no. Yeah. Crazy high. But also, like, you can make machines out of it. You can make clothing out of it. You can literally anything you can make in this universe, you can make out of spice and then get high as nuts. So,
Also, it's used to.
Well, that's not what spice is for. It's for space travel, dude. Because they don't have
say it's used for space travel.
Okay.
No, I'm saying it's used for multiple things, but it's used for space travel.
Full space.
Which is, but it is used for multiple things. That's why the dude who's
it's literally people snorting rocket fuel because that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, and like they should get into it because they're supposed to be adopting like 2 out of the 3 books. Which they're skipping the one that I'd be most interested in, which
6
was
episodes, and they've wasted 2.
How? Because it's different houses. It was like 3 books, and it was like the different, but not the houses, but like the industries and the schools that came about. It's like called the school.
Give me
trilogy.
that.
So it's the first one's the Bene Gesserit, how they all began, and then at the same time the Mentats. And then the third one is the guild navigators, who you see like, what's being the spice used for? What's the spice for? Well, it's for these dudes to get fucking blitz this shit on this stuff, turn into fucking flying slugs, and be able to navigate space instead of them using rocket ships and computers because they don't like any kind of computers. Don't bring that shit around me. You bring a computer around me, I'm gonna get all John Connor on that motherfucker. All right, it don't go down like that no more. So they can like teleport themselves in space instead of space travel. They're just like, you know what, I'm going here, and they can take these large ass ships that you always see in space floating around that are like the size of half planets.
The giant fleshlight ship we saw in this one.
Yeah, the big fleshlight looking ship thing.
Dude, whoever's the production design for this entire series, obsessed with fleshlights, the sandworms, the ships, fucking everything, man.
Yeah, it's
Dune 87 has the space slug thing, brain thing that creates.
Yeah, I can't wait to. I hope they show a guild.
That shit comes open like a big vagina, a big ass pussy, a big ass pussy open up, and it shoots you into space and time.
It births you.
So it's like you have one part here and you're here. What it does is you like go ahead and makes you go, and then you're there.
Yeah, it's a wormhole.
It folds space.
Like I
that's
said,
what a wormhole does.
There. And that's what spice does if you snort enough of it, apparently.
But
anyway, I think that'd be a good
to-
time to pivot toward the beginning of this episode. After Kasha's inclusive autopsy, Valia leaves with Theodosia to secure Princess Inez. Natalia angers Ferdinand by claiming Pruitt's death as an accident and denying Jaffaco's involvement. Man, this was pretty crazy, start. Like, how did you guys feel about the way they handled the death of these two people who burned up Pruitt and Kasha? Jeff,
it was stupid.
You weren't digging
everything about this episode was stupid until the end when we get Space Viking against Star Witch. Outside of that, it was all dumb. I'm sorry. There's no other. I'm not even sorry. Fuck it.
Well, elaborate. Use your words. Like, what did you think was dumb about just the investigation of the figuring out how these people died?
Well, first off, I don't feel like they really explained it other than you get swallowed by a big sand vagina. You get sand fleshlight. You get mind powers, and your mind powers can burn people from the inside out. Okay? I'm sure they tried explaining it like, hey, the spice in the blood or some shit. It wasn't interesting enough to pay attention, to be completely honest. And then with the little kid and them being like, well, he's dead. Probably shouldn't have played with a computer, huh? Okay. And then we got we got Merlin from the Kingsman just being like, dude, okay, yeah, I said the kid was annoying and I wished he would go away, but I meant like his room. I didn't say walk in and fucking you know what? Screw this. Arrest mind magician here, which also literally he's got superpowers. You're just arresting him? Fucking kill him. Anyway. And then Space Witch, the crispy Space Witch, everyone's like, oh no, she caught on fire. And it's like, none of you actually seem to care. Everything was stupid.
I did feel that as far as buying into the craziness of how he has these powers, I don't know. I'm just more. I guess I'm just a little bit more bought into the wackiness of the world because people be doing. There's a lot of weird shit about this.
All right, maybe you can help. Explain to me how he got his powers.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how he got his powers, but I can't figure out how. Because from the footage, it seems like he should have just died. So I'm excited to see what the fuck happened.
Okay. I mean, he got his powers because it was prophesized, Jeff. This is all the will of the one and true Shah Halud, and this is what is foretold to lead man on the path onto the path of the golden path.
So he's Moses? Okay.
Let me tell you.
It's religion. If you want to know what the end answer is, religion. All right, that's what it is. Religion.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I can buy it.
Let me tell you what happened, man.
It's space Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot that I had myself soloed so you all couldn't hear me, but you know what? Alex been hearing me say this shit this whole time. And I'm gonna just say this shit, man. Look, man. The way he got his powers is when he was swallowed by the big worm, the motherfucker gave him the poison that's in there to give him the foresight and all that. Mm-hmm. I think that when he got swallowed up, he got a little bit of that poison in him, and then it gave him some powers that he might not, that other ones might not be able. Wait a minute, where's my? You know what I'm saying? Other people might not actually have any idea that this is possible, because who's going to go inside of a belly of a motherfucking sandworm and then try to escape?
Yeah,
that don't sound like a very fruitful.
Except Boba Fett.
I apologize.
He's the only other one.
I apologize.
You know what? I can give that a good not a fact about something else that could coincide with what you said is that when they were doing the test of agony, the thing to unlock the visions of your mama's
allegedly,
that liquid comes from a worm, like a juvenile baby worm. It's like you drown the fucking worm and it spits out this bile, and that's what that junk is. It was like worm bile.
Right.
So what could be in the stomach contents of a fully big ass worm? Nobody knows. Somebody's trying to get fucking swallowed by a big ass worm to see if that kind of liquid would give you superpowers like that. So,
right.
So do we think do we think My Magician Space Viking was pooped out?
Here's why your theory could work. Is what I'll say.
I don't. I think it remains to be seen, like how he survived.
Buying what producer T saying.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, I can't hear you, though.
I just couldn't hear me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, like I do think that, like, I'm intrigued to see how he got out. Maybe it is a Boba Fett situation where we get a whole episode where we see him climbing out of the body, the stomach of a sandworm. But hopefully it's not stupid how he gets out.
So they killed
maybe he
a
gets
baby
out.
worm to make. I forgot about that in the movie. They did do that, man. So you think that? Do you think that people will be okay with abortion if it gave them superpowers? Because this is what they seem to be okay with.
Isn't that stem cells?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Stem cells, but it's worse.
Super stem cells.
Super stem cells.
South Park did an entire episode on it.
Oh yeah,
Hackman.
Exactly.
Yes.
That means that
every so often I wake up and I say that to myself. I will get you, Hackman.
That just means my statement won't be too controversial. So they're good. We're good. Thank you, South Park.
By the way, real quick, this is how wormholes work. Literally, take that, and then just hold it.
Basically,
that's literally like the actual physics theory on how they work.
That's
they connect the 2 points, but the space between them it's a whole thing. Yeah, it's higher level.
So
science.
it basically gives them the power to
fold space on itself,
make a wormhole around themselves and a ship.
I can buy that
and move it around, and that's the only way you can have space travel now. And there's so many humans and planets, and it's industry. You need the fucking spice for fucking industry.
So what I'm hearing is, if instead of snorting or drinking or whatever in DMT, we put it into an airplane, we can fly to Mars.
Yeah.
If you do enough DMT.
Let me tell you something. I got some stuff.
If we up our intake, we can
there it is.
I got some stuff. Yeah, I got some stuff. If you just put it up your nose, buddy, you'll get to Mars on time, baby.
Put enough, you can just fucking jump there, man.
Yeah, man, I got you. I got you taken care of, baby. I got you taken care of.
But I like what's his name? Stacey Dash.
Is that Stacey Dash?
Something that no.
Oh man, I don't know these niggas' characters' names yet. Because you know why? Because I don't care about any of them. So yeah,
I know all their last names and stuff for most of it, like Atreides, Carino,
Harkonnens, yeah.
But like this one, the dude, I like him because he was in that crazy ass fucking show, Raised by Wolves.
Yeah, that's we love.
Yeah.
We also, if you didn't check out Raised by Wolves, if you did check out Raised by Wolves, just go back and check out our episodes that we did of Raised by Wolves. Go check them out on the Drunk Banthas channel.
I'm so disappointed that got canceled, and every person who said they didn't get it or whatever, I want to just choke them out and just be like, "That's because you didn't let him cook. Wasn't done yet." You like
we in there,
and I'm so mad at Ripley Scott for making Prometheus and everything, but with Raised by Wolves, he had me about the balls, and I just was like, let him cook. He's cooking something. Don't interrupt him. I don't know what's going on either, but you need to shut up and just let him cook.
It smells really good in there. Just let him cook.
Just let him cook.
I want to see what he's gonna do.
Saw a cat run out, but just it smells so good in there. Just let him cook.
I do feel like this character, this guy who's like right below me. I feel like he's
Space
like
Viking.
Yeah, Space Viking. I feel like he's demented. I feel like he's demented.
Get caught up in love.
I feel like he's like demented Duncan Idaho, because he's like what if when Duncan Idaho went out into the desert and he got ingratiated with the sand people. With the,
no,
with the
Freeman. You done said it now.
with the Fremen. And like, what if he just like turned into a Joker instead of a Batman? What if he just like went crazy?
I just remember that was actually like,
you know what, that actually does happen in the future books, kind of.
Yeah,
somewhat. It was like
and happened in a film.
It keeps like, because he keeps getting brought back as the clone, and sometimes the clone goes a little. But,
I was talking about Batman.
He does pretty well.
Yes,
it's like hypothesized that Duncan Idaho is the real Kwisatz Haderach and not the Atreides.
Oh, that's interesting. So like, so we do get like basic confirmation, because in the first episode I was thinking it might have been poison or something like that, but it is like this guy has burning powers. He gets
burning power.
He gets arrested by Emperor Vinnie Jones. But like they're kind of keeping it hush hush because they don't want the Duke to rain all hellfire on everything
and
that they got.
Brimstone, boy,
like,
Brimstone coming too, boy.
Even though he's the Emperor, he's very vulnerable right now with a whole fleet.
I like the Empress though. Like she knows what's up. Also, I liked her in The Witcher.
Yeah, she was good.
She
tossed a coin.
And she seems smarter than the Emperor.
Right, way smarter, because she saw a good atomic bomb being delivered. She was handled a guard dog with a training manual, and I was like, you need to use this thing, use it more. Like, cause that dude's still all talking shit. Like, you didn't want your daughter to marry him anyway, like at all. Like, you knew he had to die. You knew he had to die.
I don't know about anyone else, but does Emperor Merlin also just seem like a bitch?
Yeah, he's a whole bitch.
Dude, you have an entire planet. You got a fucking superhero who is killing kids for you.
Yeah.
You're good, man.
And you just found out he can kill somebody from like planets away. I'd be like, brother, can you tell me how many people can you do at once?
You know what it's going to be for me? You're just going to see space Death Note. That would be my fucking plan.
And you say for the Imperium. And who's the Imperium? Me? Damn. All
the
right,
Imperium is everybody, man.
Like,
I think I got an idea what's up. Because before we move on, I think I just have an idea of what's going on here, man. I think we don't like this show so far because we don't have any idea who to root for or whom to root against, and it really, I guess when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, who would I root against? And I was like, well, see, that's the thing. It's like you either fall on the side of the Bene Gesserits, is that who you're rooting for? Or are you rooting for them to fail? Like, basically, do you not like Paul Atreides? Do you not want to see him live and succeed, nigga? No, I'm just saying, but like seriously, though, like that's based off of, I think that's the issue of like why we may not be enjoying ourselves as much because we have no idea who we're supposed to root for.
And I will say, since you bring that point up, I like, well, that's one of the things I like about the show is that it's so like muddy moralistically, because it's like, what if like the rebellion in Star Wars was actually against the Jedi, because the Jedi are fucked up and they're like, they got way too much control. Like on paper,
they call that Order 66, buddy.
Yeah, they call that Order 66.
I'm saying like the rebellion, as in like fucking Princess Leia and Han Solo and the gang. They're actually rebelling against the Jedi because they're the ones who are the evil guys. Like I think that's an interesting thing on paper. Like, and
they call that Arcane. Or call that acolyte.
I wouldn't like. So in comparison, do you guys think it's doing a better job of like?
It's better than acolyte,
of planting.
For sure.
Yeah, like is it better than acolyte? Basically,
yes, 100%.
Are these 2 episodes better than the first 2 episodes of Acolyte? Yes. Is it better than Acolyte? Don't know so far. I'm still a big fan of fucking Smilo Ren, buddy.
Smilo Ren, R.I.P.
I do. This hasn't had anything as cool as Smilo Ren. Also, I'll say that.
Smilo Ren, friend of the show, his girlfriend, friend of the show. So shout out to the friend of the shows.
So real quick, Bill, to your point, that I think I actually didn't realize that might have been part of why I was starting to enjoy it at the end. We're starting to see the rebellion coming together at the end with the bartender and the princess fucker. And that was just, I mean, that's when the show started really like, I think, started being like, all right, this is something I can actually like sink my teeth into and start like getting involved in, you know?
Right. Yeah, there's 3 different factions basically.
I feel like a lot of it is kind of, spoiled already because, like, their names. It's like House Carino. Well, obviously, Carinos never lose for the next 10,000 fucking years. But I was a little confused about why an Atreides is already like trying to like plot against a Carino at this point, and not like a Harkonnen being one of the plotters, because they was always shitty and shifty. And why is it a Harkonnen that's helping with the Bene Gesserit instead? So, but I don't know. You just like the ending. Up to a certain point of what's going to go
ending. But see, that's the thing. It's 10,000 years before we get to the quasi ending. So it's like, really, we don't know the ending. We know that the Bene Gesserit are able to live or survive or continue on. But we also know that this lady, the what's her name, the Mother Superior, she's the first one to use the voice. She's the first. She's the creator of the voice.
Yeah,
she make money.
She's Whitney Houston.
Exactly.
She is the voice.
She's Preacher. Got it.
Right. Yeah. She exactly. And so you know what, man.
Another theory of what could be giving Homeboy power is like, there's a lot of spice in that worm. Worms make spice. So
hold on now. What you talking about? He said it's a lot of spice in that worm. Ooh.
It could be the spice.
Do only adult worms make spice? If I feel like if baby worms made spice, there'd be baby worm farms, and then just be like, fuck it, kill it when it gets too annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they
like I said. Would it be legal if
the worms make spice? But I can't tell you at what part of their life cycle where they make spice, because at one part they kind of like start eating each other at a bit, and it's like a survival of the fittest type thing, and that's why you have like rumors of worms that are just like fucking gigantic.
Well, like that one we saw in the first episode that ate an entire city.
Yeah, it's like that's why they don't come to a standard size of like, well, how big can they get? It's like however big they can live and survive and become the biggest and baddest they can get. Like there's no size.
It's like a goldfish. Bigger the jar, the bigger it gets.
From some point between they turn from like an egg stack to the big worms, they create spice.
Big worm, big worm. Rumors with worms sounds like a metal ballad band.
That's an alt rock band. That's just
metal ballad band. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
You ever seen Yes Man? That was the alternate name for Zoe's band in the movie.
Boom. There you go. Boom. Perfect.
Since we were talking about Desmond earlier, Ferdinand threatens. There's that scene in the throne room where Ferdinand threatens Javaco, who has Desmond burn him as a warning. He basically just uses his new psychic powers to just flex himself a little bit. And then later, Valia reveals how the Sisterhood supports the rebellion and learns Kieran's name from her spy division bartender sister Michaela. But we said this.
Yo, I'm so glad. I was mad that they burnt up dude, because at the same time I'm like, yo, man, don't trust this motherfucking Viking dusted nigga. Don't trust this motherfucker. He been on dust for fucking years trying to get back to the crib. Don't trust him, man. But because you see everything we've seen him in is like, don't trust that.
Yeah, he's got the crazy.
He's not a good person. Whoever he is and whatever he is, he walks around like that every day. Just imagine that. Like he walks around like that as a regular human being, just with them crazy ass eyes.
Yeah, like when he came in, I was like, he sort of looks like Duncan Idaho, but I feel like he wants to eat my face.
But when he came in, he started burning up old dude. I was like, yeah, man, burn his ass up, because his ass was over there talking mad greasy. He said, man, I got ships pointed directly at you. Man, I'd have cut that nigga throat right then. What is you
like? Are you the emperor or not, bro?
By the way,
he wears new clothes, man.
Why would you stop him? Why would you stop them? What's he gonna do the second he gets to those ships? Just fucking like, hey,
there is
exactly. That's fine. See that big red button? Push all of them.
Exactly.
See, and that's why I would have asked, oh boy, how many people can you do at once? Because like as soon as I would have hit the Duke, I would have hit everybody in them ships and like made an announcement. I was like, I just want to let you know you're feeling the pain and burn of what happens when your leader or anybody tries to defy me. Your Duke here was talking slick out the mouth. He got burnt up. I wanted y'all to feel that, because what we do for one, we do for all around here in these parts.
I might not have had him let up on any of them, and I would have gotten myself a new fucking space armada.
Space armada. Yeah. Exactly. And that's why you just
kill everybody on fire. Just a little bit. Give them a little taste. Let them know what's going down.
Yeah, I would have expected the emperor to be a little bit more.
I'd be a bad emperor. I'm killing everybody. I just killed everybody.
I mean, is there a good emperor? Are they inherently bad?
Yes. Augustus was
I'm a great emperor until I get this fucking fire Jesus powers. Then I'm turning bad fast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like it's it'll be interesting to see how what's his name, Ferdinand reacts. What he's gonna do when he goes back, because now he just got all burnt up just like his son did, but he managed to walk away.
He got magic bitch slapped too.
I am curious as to why this dude doesn't really like the Bene Gesserit, because I feel like they're supposed to be getting like the same prophecies from the same being and thing that's putting them on the golden path. So that's what I'm kind of curious about, because I kind of thought they would should be working together if they're getting the same messages from the same thing. But
yeah,
I'm curious why they don't like each other.
I'm curious to see how they're going to develop that out too, because with a lot of different religions, like two people can read a Bible and get completely different things from it, and then split off into different factions. So,
and then maybe even have babies out of wedlock, and then those two babies grow up with different religions, and then they grow up in different factions. And who knows what happens hundreds and thousands of years later? Who knows?
Just wait until the banana find the space gold plates. Then it gets real crazy.
With the Quiznos haberdasher.
And
let's talk about the ending a little bit, just like before we wrap up on Dune talk. Later, Desmond confronts Valia to express his intent to wipe out the Sisterhood for good. She employs the voice to compel him to commit suicide. Classic move from Valia. But to Valia's shock, he successfully learn some new moves. He successfully
do a backflip, bitch.
Then which causes Valia to reluctantly flee. Now, what did you guys think of this? They're obviously this is very
showed my feet earlier. I'll show my feet at the end of this episode. I showed my feet at the beginning, and I'll be showing my feet at the end.
You want to see mine? You better go over to the NerdsatNite OnlyFans, motherfucker.
If you do buy at least $30 worth of pins from the T-Pin site over at NerdsAtNite, I will send you a feet pic. That's
Bro, you have to make a foot pick pin.
All you have to do is wait till the end. Trust me, sir.
Yeah.
Luke, all you have to do is wait till the end. Wait till the end of the show. You'll be seeing feet.
I do not know what is happening, but
we're speaking to our adoring fans.
I forgot. Listeners. Luke said, you showing your feet yet? And I said, wait till the end of the show. So wait till the end of the show.
So Heimerdinger, what did you think of just like this ending? Because you said that this was the intriguing part for you, right? Like the fact the voice didn't work
like, we were talking about Arcane already.
So it's all right. One thing I don't like about this, about the voice, is that she can just tell people to kill themselves. There was an episode of Smallville where I thought it was a really cool thing was they had someone who could control minds, but they had to get the person to do something to put themselves in a situation where they like die by accident or someone else would kill them, because like the most base instinct of a human is just to survive. So I never really liked that part of it anyway. But I like that it's like, because they gave her the Superman. They gave her the, hey, doesn't matter what you got, she can fucking outdo it. So I like when they take that character and they put it up. It's what is it? It's the unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Yeah.
And you know that brings about conflict, and that brings about intrigue. So maybe that's why I didn't like the show, because it feels like it's centered around the blah 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 gremlin blah. And she's the leader of them, and like literally she can tell, just go get me a sandwich, and like you have to, like, nothing can be done, you know.
Superior.
So
superior.
Yeah, so I think I like the fact that all right, now we've got two people with crazy over the top powers, and they're on opposite sides, and so now we've got a more even playing field for it, you know.
That's basically. Yeah, you know, not to keep going back to the Star Wars, but that's the Sith. Like, now we
have to, because George Lucas stole it.
Yeah, because now we have like our because all the things that you were saying about how like OP the Bene Gesserit are is just like it's kind of like it is with the Jedi. Like, they not only are they master swordsmen and they have this light sword that can cut through anything, they can also just tell you whatever the fuck they want you to do with the
that's
Jedi
thousands and thousands of years from now,
though.
We already just seen that she ain't snit without that voice, boy.
Right. I mean, but they're also all trained killers. They're trained how to beat the fuck.
They're assassins.
Yeah, she wasn't trained. She didn't look like she was feeling too.
Well, she's 67 years old.
She's got a bad hip. She's got arthritis.
I don't know. I just
long warm soak. You know.
All I'm saying is that she ain't look like she felt safe. You know what I mean? Shock or no shock. I feel like she didn't.
But she didn't look like she felt safe after she learned the voice wouldn't work. That's what made it interesting.
That's what I mean. So without the voice, though, they're still pretty dangerous. They're still supposed to be extremely dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna judge the whole show yet. That's what we do here. We don't judge the whole show. We talk episode by episode, and this episode sucked. So,
let me ask you a question. What do you guys think of the fact that it got an 8.1 on IMDb?
8.1.
People are still fucking with it. I am kind of surprised that people are still fucking with it. I
know why it got an 8.1. Go ahead, Terry. Sorry.
No, but just my last thought about the ending was, I enjoyed seeing, what's her face kind of meet this dude, and I'm just curious to know why they are on two opposite ends of the spectrum. But I mean, throughout the whole series, the Bene Gesserit kind of like flip from being good to bad to good to bad. They're trying to do the right thing, but in the wrong fucking ways a lot of the time. But they have heart and
politics.
Kind of dumb at it. Most of the time, it was just being dumb and interpreting the message wrong, but we'll see what's going on. So I feel like that might be one of the times I was like, but I think she probably got this prophecy a little wrong.
Yeah, right.
I'm
a little wrong.
I'm one of those weirdos. Like when Dune 2 was like so popular, I was surprised that like anybody else liked it but me. I was thought I was gonna be in the minority. It's like I'm the weirdo who's gonna fucking love this movie and see it 6 times, but then it ended up being a big hit. And so I'm not surprised that this is 8.1 at all. I think it's just like a lot of weirdos like me who actually take the time to vote on IMDb. I don't know if that might not be just like the consensus of everybody who's watching the show, but it's just the weirdos who go into the voting. But Bill, you got any final thoughts on this season? Anything like, do you still have faith that this show will be able to bring it home, or do you think,
well, I'm not gonna lie, killing the little boy, that was cool.
That was funny. It was funny.
Yeah, fuck that kid.
Yeah, because he was a little fucking shit.
That kid sucks.
Shout out to that kid because he is a wonderful actor and he has a big fucking head, bro. Like,
he looked like a light bulb.
Yeah,
first episode.
Dude,
it's crazy.
Dude looked like a Homer Simpson cutout. Like his fucking head was huge, bro. But this episode failed me because I feel like they were trying to give it. So with multiple character stories, we can't focus on every character every episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it seems like is being done here, or attempted to be done, and it's being done, but it's not being done well.
Yeah, it's hard.
You need to break this up. I don't need, like, we need to focus on these 3 characters at most and go between them. Maybe 4 and a 4th character where that story is kind of like a drag,
Yeah.
But the rest of them are kind of popping and bouncing off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you need to have a multiple character story be successful as far as pacing and everything. Yeah. And this one is not doing that. They're trying to get me to be with the little sisterhood, the little girls. And now I got, hey, okay, we with them. But now we done broke off one of them. They got to go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we got a new one coming, but she ain't even really. And every time I meet one of them, I'm like, have I met this bitch before? Have I met this bitch before?
Yeah, because there's like the gang of 4 you got to pay attention to. Then there's like all these other not like the mothers superior mothers, reverend mothers. That's their name. Yeah, like another set of reverend mothers that you got to remember. And then there's the supreme one. And then you got to go into and then they introduce now the emperor, he actually has like a bastard son prince. I'm like, he has a what now? And like he had an older daughter princess. I was like, what? Who are these motherfuckers?
Yeah, they've just done a bad job of explaining that portion of the show. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna play a teaser for the next season, for the next episode.
Just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So that'll be next week's episode, like a little teaser for what's gonna happen next week. So things are gonna get really intense with the Bene Gesserit, as we can see from that clip.
I'm gonna slap you the first time I meet you in person.
Oh man, yeah. Give him an old school Italian introduction. Slap him and then kiss him.
And then I was gonna go for a hug, but okay.
Yeah, you slap him, you kiss him, and then you hug him.
Oh god.
But guys, let us know what you thought of this episode of Dune Prophecy. Do you think it'll stick the landing?
Your thoughts are my thoughts.
But before we move on to the next topic, I do want to just jump into these comments a little bit. General Grievous said, "Hello there." I'm assuming he's
Grievous.
And also Scott Walker said, "Look, boy, sorry if I did racially offend you asking about the idea of a black actor being Ghostface in a future Scream film. I just thought it'd be a pretty cool idea." You did not racially offend anybody. I just wanted to make sure You're
No.
totally cool, man.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was actually going to say something. Yeah, dude, I don't think any of us were offended racially or otherwise by the black Ghostface. I did hate your idea of the different colored Ghostface robes. That I don't like. No. I don't want to see Ghostface run around in a green robe. Thank you, but no thank you.
I'm actually here for it.
He's got purple on during Relent.
Yeah, I'm here for it. But I just watched The Wiz not too long ago, and if you ever seen The Wiz, the scene where they are in where they're in Oz, yeah, that's all.
All right, Bill, how about Bill? How about this for an idea? They've already written Scream 7. Scream 8 is literally just The Wiz, but Ghostface is running around and they're just killing people.
I like it.
I would love that.
When you get to the end, Oz is
Billy Loomis.
Billy Loomis. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments what you thought of these last two episodes.
So funny.
Of
I'm
Dune
here for
Prophecy.
I love that.
But
yes, by the way, if you want to see us do I want to try to raise some money. I'm going to get a Cash App going.
I thought that was
raise some money so that we can get a show produced at the murder house at what's his name's house? Stu's house. Whose house? Stu's house.
Whose house?
Scream 1 movie. I want to try to do a live stream there. So watch out for the Cash App coming. It's coming. Cash App's coming.
I imagine everyone trying to do like a podcast of us all together talking, but like at the house together, but just Blake is just in Ghostface garb, just running around the house. And we just see him run in the background of each video.
That'd be hilarious. I think we can convince you to do that. But let's move on to our next topic because it's time to put on our wrestling boots, put on our tights, put on your luchador mask if it so fits you, and let's
step into the ring with Invincible Fight Girl.
Yeah, that's right. We talking about Invincible Fight Girl, episode 4, The Perfect Strike. I honestly really enjoyed this episode. I think we all enjoyed last episode. It's like
we did all
sort of
enjoy
the highlight of the season.
Alex. Yes.
But what did you guys like? What were your initial thoughts on this one? Producer T, what did you think?
I think that since I did not watch this show and haven't been watching it, I'm going to be out for the night. I also not watched the next show that we're going to talk about.
Later, buddy.
So I want to remind everybody that they can find me at T-Pins Co. And also right now on the NerdsatNite side, if you're watching us on NerdsatNite, or if you're on Drunk Banthas, then go down to affiliates. Then click on NerdsatNite. You can go to our store, which will connect you to T-Pins right now. And, we got some pins. Go get you some.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can check out all those links in the video description. Thanks for hanging out with us and talking Silo and Dune with us, Producer T.
I will see you guys, I guess, Monday, since we're doing a different thing on Thursday. Yeah.
Yep. Have a good one, brother.
Yeah.
See you, bud.
See y'all, man. I mean, see y'all. See you, bro.
All right, bye. Fuck you too.
But Heimerdinger, what did you think of this episode, like of Invincible Fight Girl?
So, I mean, obviously it didn't have as much fighting in it, but it was still good. This show is I was completely surprised. Open a thesaurus, look up surprised, all those words, this show. I mean, it's funny, like, yeah, there's the parts where like it moves the story along and stuff, but my favorite parts of this one were like Craig and Mikey just going out and trying to help in terrible ways. But when Mikey just shoves the vase off the table and everyone freaks the fuck out, I was cackling laughing. It was so funny, dude. I loved it. I was very happy with this.
Yeah, they really nailed that hyper anime comedy, like the really silly shit, really, really well in this.
Even
this show.
but it's So look, man, I knew y'all were gonna love this episode. I knew it. I knew it. You know how I knew it? Because it's got all of those old school anime elements where we grew up watching the shit that we didn't even know what we was watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's got those moments. It's got a lot of Sailor Moon moments.
Yes.
Real quick, I think this is very important.
Yeah.
They made a live action Sailor Moon and it's garbage. I have not seen a single episode.
It's gonna be the next.
I need you to just watch. I need you to just watch the theme song.
Okay.
Let me pull it up.
The theme song is god awful and it's amazing. And there's parts where they put cartoon in it, but it's not the actual Sailor Moon anime. Instead, it's cartoon sailors windsurfing through outer space to one of the worst written songs I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, back to this.
That you can't do. When you said live action Sailor Moon, I knew that the rest was trash because there's no
I think
way.
there were like 4 episodes.
Oh dear. Oh dear. The hubris. The unmitigated gall. Anyway, let's talk about Invincible Fight Girl. At the beginning of this episode, Mikey, Craig, and Andy make a presentation to Blana, hoping to win her over, but she is annoyed. When she returns to her house, Andy is excited, but Poblana is unsure and challenges Andy to make 10 perfect strikes in 1 week. And if not, she won't train her. Then Poblana shows them what the perfect strike looks like. I'm curious what you guys, what was y'all's first reaction when y'all saw the perfect strike? Because I was stunned. I thought all shit was awesome. Heimerdinger?
It was what I expected. I mean, first off, the 1-inch punch has become so what's it called? It's become so
passe.
Not passe. Ubiquitous with it's become like so ubiquitous with like the strongest. You know, you're strong because you can do this, and it's like, all right, calm the fuck down. Yes, Bruce Lee talked about it, but like it wasn't come on. Anyway, so there was that, and then obviously the whole like, oh, it sends it.
That's the Sailor Moon theme song. That's the American. No, that's just live.
No, that's the Japanese version. The American one's worse.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got.
I sent the American one in our group chat on Instagram. Okay. Anyway. So, oh, wait, no, I don't think I did. Hang on. Copy link. Oh, shit. No, I did. Anyway, so yeah, it's like what people expect, you know, the little, huh? But then they did the obvious with it, with where it just goes flying off into the world. Like she destroyed the machine. Like, so all of it was very, you saw it coming, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I expected something big. I expected something spectacular, but just I think that the show's bigness just keeps surprising me, like how big they decide to go. Like, you know, little things like when Mike is trying to pull meat off of a truck and it just ends up, everything explodes. Like, yeah. From the way that they introduce rings, just so that people could have a match before the fight even starts. Like, I thought that was just like another example of how crazy the animation gets, and just so much fun. Is this? Oh, this is the.
It's so bad.
Why are they? This is. Oh my god, that's terrible. This looks like it was made in 2004.
1994.
Oh shit. Okay.
You're 10 years behind.
I gave way too much credit. I'm happy. Oh, this is gonna get flagged because of this stupid shit.
No, it's
god awful song.
The audio doesn't get flagged for some reason.
But it also it kind of reminded me of that episode of Dragon Ball Z when they're all like getting ready for the big martial arts tournament. I forget what it's called. And Vegeta just like, and they're all like, hey, why don't we just like give her like a little tap? And Vegeta just fucking blows the thing up with a punch.
Oh yeah. No, God, I loved it. I loved the one punch or one strike.
Yeah, the perfect
strike.
Like,
A punch, not bowling.
yeah, I liked it because like the way that it did with the superpower, because that's how she beat the perm gang.
That's right. Yeah.
That's how she beat the perm gang. You know, she would have never beat the perm gang if it wasn't for that one perfect strike. You know, so I thought it was good to like, let's bring it back. Look, man, this lady got that Goku power. She been hanging out at King Kai's place.
Yeah, she got the Kaioken for sure.
So yeah, I was hype off that. But yeah, man. Then when we get to the part where her partners, her friends, have to
Craig
split
and
up
Mikey,
to help.
Yeah,
Craig.
Yeah, Craig goes to Scammer Alley while Mikey looks up Poblana's techniques online. However, he can't download the videos of her techniques for some reason. Then later, Poblana tells.
I think that's going to come up though. They're going to explain that. I think.
Yeah, and it didn't end up being like a huge hindrance. Later, Poblana tells Andy that if she already is asking for help, she should go home. However, she decides to persist. She fails. Then Craig accidentally activates the factory reset. And Mikey and Craig agree to help Andy together. Now, like I think this is like an interesting part of Andy's arc with Poblana, because you see that duality of just their ways of path to success. Poblana thinks you have to do it all by yourself. Andy embraces, embracing help, like getting help from your friends, and that's the best way to succeed. Hammerdinger, did you like the way that this story was like unfolding, and just like seeing that duality? Do you think this is melting Poblana's cold heart?
I mean, clearly it's going to get to that point. I think the part at the end I thought that was a good. So hang on, I'll get to that part. But I liked how they did the two separate storylines that then came back together. I thought it was a good way to. So one of the things that this show is going to continue to have issues with is non-fighting episodes. So I think the way that they split it on this one was a smart way to do an episode like this and keep your interest. Like I said, Craig and Mikey, fucking hilarious, man. Even just little things like the part where when they go back to the scammer and it's like, oh man, you see all the eyes and the shadows. Nope. They're all just shadow people with little eyes. Fuck, even that was just fucking funny.
Yeah.
Right? So like little things like that. I thought it was great how they split the narrative in those two different ways. As for Poblano and the melting of her heart, I think the important part was what they showed at the end, that, yeah, Alex and Craig and Mikey, Alex. Danny,
Andy.
right? Andy, thank you. Yeah, Andy and Craig and Mikey, they're jumping around, they're dancing, and they're all excited. But I think the part that is getting to Poblano and the part that's supposed to is she's not excited because she's the strongest and she figured it out and she's already done her 10 perfect strikes. She's excited that she's got that little bit of progress. And I think the part that's going to end up being what Poblano sees in Andy and moves forward with her is the fact that Andy understands this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. And Andy's willing to put in the work. And I think that they were just trying to show Andy's celebration of that work was what was registering with Poblano.
Yeah, like
Poblana.
Yeah, Poblana. Yeah, I did like I do love Andy as a character. She's like super resilient, super funny. She's really easy to root for. And like, what did you think of just like her relationship, build like her relationship with Lana? Like, are you excited to see that unfold a little bit more? See her embrace Andy as a pupil?
I'm ready to see it unfold like a fat lady in tight jeans. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready.
You mean Poblana in her prime? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I'm into that.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
No, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready for her to get to the shits, man.
Yeah,
like let's go. Come on, man. How the fuck is this bitch called Invincible? Like, come on, man.
Invincible
She
Fight.
accountant girl. It's accountant girl.
accountant girl.
Accountant girl right now.
I like the build up. I'm assuming we're not gonna get her. She's not gonna get her name until like the final episode.
It's that bad.
I do remember this now looking at it.
Again, never seen a single episode. I know how terrible it is from that fucking theme song.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on this big on the like this full screen.
Liz, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So
okay, yeah, we're
that was that.
We're done. We're done.
I hope a low-flying plane loses its onboard navigation and computers.
Oh, I'm here.
And has to make an emergency landing on Alex's taint.
That's a very precise. It's a very precise landing.
That doesn't happen.
It'll be Sully flying, but yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Hey.
I live here too. I hope that doesn't happen at all.
If anybody can do it, it's Sully. He could do it and make sure you don't.
Sully,
get hurt. Yeah,
he's old now.
Fifth Panther said, "Alex, you don't play the nipple stuff." Thank you for that. And General Grievous, don't worry, we're not ignoring you. We just wanted to wait to get your question until our next topic, which we're about to get to. But let us know if you guys have been watching Invincible Fight Girl.
For this one. Oh wait, we do have one.
No, you fucking do it.
I was going to in a second. Well, I was just saying, I was doing my whole thing. Invincible. If you guys have been watching Invincible Fight Girl, please leave it in the comments. Let us know what you thought. And
drop it. No, I'm
How many episodes we got in this?
I think it's 8 episodes, if I remember correctly.
So there's only 3 left.
I think so.
No, 10, there's 10 episodes, and that was episode 5.
Okay.
But you know what? Before we move on, I do want to say I'm glad y'all are enjoying it because I picked this show.
Well picked.
I thought that y'all would enjoy it regardless and I also thought that I would enjoy it, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. But I really did choose it because I was like, well, they might enjoy this one.
Yeah. And we don't always talk about shows we like.
We don't talk
obviously.
about anime enough on here though. That's the thing. We've been talking about we need to be talking about some more anime. We need
Solo Leveling season 2 is coming out next year. I'm so fucking excited. That anime is awesome.
Solo Leveling.
So check it out, y'all. Look, so just so you know, tell your anime friends. Some of them are racist and weird. You know, we'll be showing our feet at the end. But yeah, we really glad y'all enjoyed it. Really glad.
Honestly, if you got a friend that likes cartoons but doesn't like anime, this is the show to show them that this will be your best bet to get them into anime. It is anime style, story, and animation with American cartoon graphics.
Yeah.
I think that's
nice
probably
bridge.
on this. That's probably on the wall somewhere.
Right. That was their pitch. Yeah.
Wherever they make this is that's their mission statement somewhere.
Yeah. Show
it's them like the reverse of the X-Men anime.
Right. Yeah. Show them this and then show them Kipo because black ladies in anime. We need more of that.
Speaking of black ladies in anime.
Let's
That's a segue.
Black ladies in animation. Let's talk about Arcane. Yes, that's right.
We're man. Hold on, man. Let me get up, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Y'all keep it going. Make sure you like and subscribe.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna have to go back and watch season 1.
Yeah, well, as soon as we were watching the episode 6, we were like, Jeff is gonna be so confused.
So can I say something real quick? Since this is all spoilers.
Good question. No.
Yeah. The answer is usually no. If you ask me quickly, it's probably not going to happen. So for those who don't know, Jace at the very beginning of the series in the first season, I think it's episode 1, the beginning of the series, Jace as a young boy and his mother are saved by a mage, and he hands him a stone. And that's the stone that he keeps with him throughout the series while he's working on hex tech, working on discovering how to unlock hex tech.
Mm-hmm.
That reveal where he was dropping the stone and you were like, and it's amazing because the reveal works whether you've watched season 1 or watched season 2, regardless.
Yeah,
still works. But the impact of it was that was the guy who went, like, basically he's been going through time, handing him different stones, different ways, doing different shit, different ways, and this is the only one.
So what you're saying is, in almost every continuity, Jace is a fuck up,
and or other things happen that cause him to not be successful, like Jinx.
Yeah,
wild cards.
The story. Jinx. Yeah, the story of Victor ends up being pretty.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop saying the name of these fucking companies
until they give us a sponsor.
Yes, exactly. I will love all of you if you give me money.
We'll do that weird ass Kylie Jenner commercial. Fuck it.
Oh man, that was such a bad choice.
Mustard. Sorry.
Yeah, like there's definitely a lot going on in these episodes. Let's go ahead and just dive right into episode 7. After the events of the Hex Vault, Echo and Heimerdinger find themselves in a parallel universe where Hex Tech was never invented. Milo, Clagor, and Benzo are still alive, and Vander and Silco are on good terms, though Vi died during Jace's apartment robbery that we saw in the first act of the first season. So Jeff, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure you were very confused about all these characters that were being introduced, but did you feel like out of sorts? Did you still seem like you were picking up what was going on?
I think I did. I mean, I really loved the part where the two ladies were in the jail cell.
It's like two
episodes. That really.
Hold on, sorry. I accidentally removed him from the and look from the stage, and look, he still said the shit perfectly. Fucking from a jail cell. I mean, you know what? A true professional. True professional.
I mean, I really like that. Yeah.
Well, you know what was odd is I did not like that. I was like, yo, this is well, you know what? It just took too goddamn long.
Yeah, at first I was like, you know what? Bravo. I feel like they watched my video.
This is
well.
No.
Yeah, like at first I was just like, oh, these guys watched my review of the first season because I was like, this show is kind of gay, but not gay enough. Y'all having
I might change the title to this show is gay as hell.
Yeah, like my season 2 review. Because like, we got this very long sex scene with Mel and Jace in the first season. And like we can't even have like the two female characters kiss each other. It's like they're clearly in love with each other. Why don't they just kiss? And then when they kissed, I was like, right on. And then I was like, okay. All right,
I didn't want the one between Mel and Jace.
No, I don't think I did.
Between. I thought it was too long. It's not that it exists that is a problem for me. It's just the length. It's like, yo, if we don't know what is happening by now, then we'll never know. Okay, like it wasn't for us to see. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah, like that's like kind of my point. Like, it's not like it was cool to it was cool to a point. It's like, okay, well, now that thing's going on a little long. I kind of thought the same thing during Dune Prophecy, where like there was this kind of elongated scene, and I was like, all I'm thinking about is like the job of the intimacy coordinator is like, oh, you have to have this figure out how to make this actor kiss this other actor on the fucking nipples. It's like,
who cares?
I'm just saying,
the
like
job didn't even exist fucking 7 years ago. So no, I'm just saying. So good for you. You do that job.
What I'm saying is, it's like, do we need that scene? Is that moving the story along?
Well, clearly, it's not winning. Clearly, the coordinator is either in on it or he don't give a good goddamn. Because they doing it any goddamn way, Alex. They doing it anyway, man.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, me and you, we've been on this together. We don't be together on a lot of things, America and the world, planet Earth. I guess I should say. Anybody with internet, we don't be together on a lot of things. You can go back and check the record, but one thing we be together on is there's two sex scenes are too long in movies.
Yeah, it's like,
come on, man.
Porn is already out there. I can watch porn anytime.
Does Cinemax exist still? No, maybe not. I don't know. Showtime sure does. I mean, come on, man.
I like Heimerdinger is just like, I do not agree, but I'm not in that camp.
I enjoyed it. It was great. Great show. Yeah.
Shout out to Monsters Ball.
Dilly said this act low-key pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. Why Echo gonna be happy? Like, damn, all this creative shit writers can imagine except for a black boy happiness.
Echo was in the show.
They at least I felt that Othelius, but they at least imagined black girl happiness. Because what's her name? Mel? The black mage, the mage, black mage lady.
Yeah.
So she got happy.
She was in this? Man, I thought there was just that scene in the jail cell.
Now, you know what? I will give you that. I will give you that because that was my complaint. That was my complaint last week. Yeah, exactly. That was what we talked about last week. It's like, yo, but even in this show, like, because she's very much so a big part of the season 1, but like season 2, it seemed like she really wasn't in it at all. It was kind of terrible.
I wasn't. The entire point for me was just to make the joke that I didn't see anything other than the sex scene. That was it. That was the only reason I showed up tonight.
I was picking up what you were throwing down.
I'm pretty happy about that. I think it came off rather well.
You know, actually, I do have a clip of that scene.
Oh my god!
I don't care. Now I'm happy. Do it.
Yes, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched.
Didn't even see the bars in the jail cell. Yeah, that's right. So going back to what we actually were talking about. It wasn't hard to follow. I think they did a good enough job of episodes 1 through 6 with introducing or at least showing people that I wasn't confused when episode 7 came about. And I'm going to agree with Grievous. I think episode 7 was actually fantastic. Othelius, yeah, there's a Frothy wrote make him stop. And I was like, I could go back to talking about lesbian jail sex. I was like, oh, right. That's what we're talking about. So Othelius, yeah, I agree with you where, they gave Echo the happiness and then took it away. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I thought it was more impactful. It gave me two things. One, it made me wonder what the Echo of the non-Hex world. Are he and Powder going to get together? Because there was clearly something already there.
Yeah, no.
And then I was also wondering, and I think we got more of an answer about how Echo was going to respond when he saw his world's Jinx again. And I think that we got an answer to that. And I think that the impact of how much he cared for Powder affected his reunion with Jinx in his world. And I think it did in a great fucking way.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts of this act, which I wasn't expecting to like that much because romance stuff.
We also just weren't expecting this type of an episode at all.
Right? Yeah, at all. I wasn't expecting this kind of arc or connection between Echo and Powder. General Grievous said, "Yeah, I love Echo and Powder / Jinx, aka Time Bomb. Episode 7 was beautiful and moving. One of my favorite ones in Arcane overall." Obviously talking about like we mentioned, he does the time swappy. He does a quantum leap basically.
Yeah, literally.
And then after they build this connection at a party, Echo and Powder share an intimate moment before he heads to the improved device. They have this sweet romantic moment in this universe, and like you said, it just sort of bleeds over when he comes back, and we get this really touching moment when she's about to commit suicide. He kind of talks her out of it, and because of his new invention that he made with her, he's able to get.
And that was funny too, by the way.
It was so funny. Yeah, like what did you guys think of just like the the time machine basically that he has, and like all the cool things that they did with it?
I'm gonna tell you what I thought. You know why I'm gonna tell you what I thought? Because we're here.
Yeah,
that's the point of the show. That's
hey,
he gets the show.
Jail lesbians.
He gets the show.
Jail lesbians.
Jail lesbians, baby. Oh, look, man. Somebody send me some WD-40, man. Holler at me in my DMs. Y'all hear this shit, man? Send me some WD-40. I apologize. I forgot exactly what part we're talking about. I know what I was saying, but I forgot what part we're talking about.
The time loop in general. How do you feel about that? That MacGuffin.
So, I thought that the whole Powder Echo other world was a whole trip because there were things that echoed that echoed that Vi really is the entire problem with this entire show. None of the bad things happen if Vi doesn't exist. If you take Vi away, now Powder says at one point in time, like, to get where you're going, sometimes you have to leave a few things behind. And the thing that they had in their universe, the thing that they had to leave behind was Vi. When she died, they had that mural that Echo painted. He painted one in both universes, right?
Right.
So he painted one of Vi in the good universe, quote unquote good universe, and he painted another one of the whole group of people, all of their lost friends, all they dead homies, right? The shit was a lot bigger.
Yeah.
The thing is, now the constant is, or the common denominator, the common
Bene Gesserit.
The common denominator was Vi, right? And when she died, there was peace on Earth. And also, this Powder has hex tech and has told no one for what has been at least like 10 years, right? So like that is also an interesting development to me.
And I feel like that's gonna come up, like.
So you think it's a season 3 coming?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now because
I don't think we are. Didn't they say that they're doing different stories in the universe?
That's what.
Oh, is that? Oh, did they? Go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter. None of those things affect what you're about to say. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
I feel like that's revealed with the hex tech could lead you to believe that I think that spoiler alert, we'll get to it later, that Jinx is dead in our universe, but maybe this Powder makes her way to another universe because she has the access.
Could be.
But like that's a maybe if they decide to explore these characters.
She literally has a time machine in her, or at least a
way to create the anomaly.
No. Dimension jumping machine,
right?
She's gonna quantum leap. We got it,
dude. I mean, it could. Hey,
real quick, Netflix and Riot Games' utterly brilliant Arcane will be followed by 3 further series exploring other parts of the League of Legends world.
That's cool because, like, I was already.
So that means you will have cross characters, and remember
Contamination.
Remember they had people leave the city. Piltover had people leave and go to other parts of the world so that they avoided the war. So, man, it could be a lot. Man, they could do a lot of stuff. It could be some jail sex.
Yeah,
it might be some mans, but in the next one,
they could do a lot of things.
So you know what's crazy? Jail sex is usually associated with men, but this one was with women.
Yeah, and
it was.
actually in prison. No, like
I don't
neither
know. I
one
feel like all the ones I watch online involve lots of
happen to
women.
be in a jail.
No, well, Jinx did lock her up in jail.
But yeah, neither one of them were like in custody.
It was a conjugal visit.
But let's get back to this first.
Real quick, I want to comment on one of Athelius's comments. Othelia says white writers make black side characters stop sacrificing their happiness for governments and organizations that don't care about them. Challenge level impossible. Now, Athelius, I didn't think about it in that sense. I didn't think about it as Echo leaving for the governments or for those organizations. I saw it as him leaving, to help fight for and with his friends and family. But I think I'm going to have to think about it and with that take in it. I think that would absolutely change things. And I think it's an interesting take. So thank you for bringing that up.
That is an interesting way of looking at it because, Piltover, like we see that the blue bellies are, the main source, the first line of defense, they're very visible.
The blue bellies.
That's what like Vi and Powder used to call like the guys in the blue uniforms.
Oh,
like
yeah. That's not racist.
Yeah, it's a derogatory term for sure.
No, there's lots of races in that race.
It's
one looked like a fish.
He was my favorite. What? I personally.
Oh, go ahead. I want to talk about that fish dude. Continue. I'm serious.
I personally thought this. Saw it like he was coming back to fight for his people because he says one of his main motivation to get back to his universe, because Heimerdinger, he's like, I've been making a really good living playing guitar. This is pretty great. I'm cool with
he had a musical number and shit.
Yeah, he's been there for 3 years. He's had no reason to get back to his universe.
Guess because he got mad hits on the radio. He didn't tell Echo that part.
Right? He's like, I've been doing really well for myself.
Been touring for the last 2 years.
But
Echo never invited Echo to his mansion.
Never did.
It's like, no, you don't need to where I live. But Echo, his first thing that he said to Heimerdinger was like, I have people who are depending on me. I need to get back to help them. So he wasn't like, I need to go save Piltover, or I need to save the industry of Piltover. He's like, I have people who depend on me that are going to be totally fun.
I gotta go protect Walmart.
Kmart. So I think in this case, I think this is more like Kmart.
I think it was one of those situations where saving humanity also happened to save the infrastructure because they're part of humanity, but he was there to save humanity, which just further proves that he was the best character of the show. I just wish we got a little bit more of him.
Yeah, and so like I was saying, the reason I enjoyed it was that internal struggle was very much like sacrificing his own happiness for the other people that he loved. And I mean, for me, that's always going to be a hero, Also, something I was thinking the entire time, both this episode and then obviously we'll get into it in episode 9, but Echo, for someone who didn't see, I don't know if you saw season 1, if it'd be different, but surprise out of nowhere, badass hero.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right?
We'll talk about the ending, but he had my favorite moment of the entire series. Athelia says Zahn should have made their assistants depend on getting independence. I ain't fighting for them. Just got Sevica a seat at the table. And
I know who Zahn and Sevica are. Correct.
And he so I know some of these words. And Athelius also said, where are those people at still in the hood after all of this, even though Echo saved the day, they're pretty much gonna have to go back to Zahn.
No. They showed at the end that old girl with missing an arm, she's on the council now.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's what he just said. That's what he just said. Yeah.
Oh, is it? I can't see the chat.
Oh no. Well, that's the chat that I brought. I ain't fighting for them just to get Sevica a seat at the table. So Sevica's the one with the.
Yeah, but I'm saying she is a sign that it's gonna change. She's begrudgingly at the table, she's there looking at them like, man, fuck one of y'all. She's like, I'll make you eat my pussy, motherfucker.
She's going to the jail cells?
That's
Yeah. She said, "Look, keep looking at me crazy, old man. I'll make you eat my pussy."
That's real equality.
You damn right. If she can beat you from it, no, man. I'm sorry. We're not doing Spartan rules.
Learning. What was sorry? Sorry. That's what I wanted to get back to, because in this first episode, you helped a lot. But in episode 7, we get that one part of the story is Echo and everything that's going on in his parallel universe with Heimerdinger. We also see where Jace got thrown during that craziness.
Man,
Jace has been transported
just as happy and beautiful of a place.
Yeah, it's pretty great. He also has a flourishing guitar singer songwriting career. Jace has been transported to a post-apocalyptic future where Hextech has wiped out Piltover and reunites with the hooded figure who gave him the runestone when he was a child. Learning his future is a result of Victor's actions, Jace promises to stop him before being sent back by the figure, leading to the events at Victor's sanctuary. And I thought this was a really fucked up, crazy way of showing how, like, what led up to his actions in the last episode, and like how things just really went crazy. Like what did you think of this storyline, Bill? Because we kind of joked a little bit about the metal monsters later on, but we'll get to that later. But what did you think about this?
That shit was stupid.
The Ultron army.
First of all, this nigga running through a forest of dead people, and they start waking up, and he's like, "Nah, man, that's creepy." He starts running, and then they start running after him. Then he falls to what should be his death. With other circumstance, I am convinced he has superpowers. You can't tell me he don't got superpowers because he goddamn fell 150 feet down a fucking crevice. So what seems like took him with a broke leg, of course, but it seemed like it took him like a whole 2 days to get up there. Like he took a break, ate a sandwich. Remember, he like started a fire on the ledge. Like he had a moment where he started a fire, and he kept on climbing. I'm like, okay, it's been like 2 days at least. This nigga been climbing for 2 days. This motherfucker.
I like the way they play with the time there, where like you show him laying down.
Fuck the time, man. No, I'm joking. Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. But then he gets back up there to the top, and then starts walking around after a nice little deserved break. Starts walking around, and then the same little forest of dead people don't bother him all of a sudden. It's just like it's all good. It's like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not explained. There's so many not explained things in this movie. I mean, in this show, but
I like to.
I still enjoyed the show, by the way.
I like to think that they were never gonna harm him, and he just overreacted. Like they were just like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?"
They're gonna give him like a nice shoulder massage. Like they're actually gonna be really cool,
So the second time they saw me, like
let's just chill, like because he's clearly very afraid
he's
we don't want him to hurt himself again.
Oh no.
Even when they were like looking down into the chasm, he's like, "Are you okay, buddy? We can't talk." But yeah, I thought that was like a sufficiently creepy look into the future, and I like how they just like the whole time loops around, and like the person who inspired him as a kid is also the person who helps him save this post-apocalyptia in the future. And that is it's a vicious circle. So then later in episode 8, what happens now? Following Isha's sacrifice, Jinx surrenders to the enforcers. Caitlin reunites with Jace and Mel, who survived her ordeals thanks to her newfound magical powers, and returned to Piltover while Vanessa's overreaching ambitions. This Mel and her mom's like adversarial relationship. I don't know why, but I just never was like fully invested in that. Like, did you guys feel the same way? Like, did you guys buy into Ambisa as a villain, or do you care about that storyline?
She just came across as, I mean, I understand why they're having their friction. Mel obviously wants a mom, but Mbessa, she doesn't care about being a mom. She doesn't want to be a parent at all. The only thing she cares about is power and how she can use others to get it. She lies to everyone, and especially though she lies to herself. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this as revenge for my son. I'm doing this to protect my daughter, or I'm doing this because they took my daughter. It's not the actual reason. It is the excuse that she is using. And I think that Mel just kind of starts figuring that out. Again, I think the important part here is that what's bitch mom's name?
Mbisa, I think.
Mbisa. I think the biggest part is that she's clearly lying to herself, which I think was a good touch on their part. But no, the only thing she gives a fuck about is power, and everything else is it's just a way to get it. I mean, hell, honestly, her lying to herself about loving her kids might even just be a way to extend getting power, because, well, if you're friends with a woman who hates their own children, you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know?
Yeah. I was confused about that the whole time. Like, why is it so? The Rose Witch explains that the daughter has been a weapon the entire time. We don't explain how she got her powers. That's never explained. Or, well, let's just say
chlamydia.
Let's just say yes, it is chlamydia, and or being born with it in general.
Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
But then, how does her mom know that she's a mage? You know what I mean? Like, where does all this come from? There's just like whole void of questions. Like they made a lot more questions when it came to her character than they did answers.
Yeah, they had like one line where they, or maybe I'll have to rewatch, but there's like one line where they mentioned that her powers had something to do with the lineage of her father, whoever that is. But they also don't mention who that is. Like they just kind of like mentioned that whoever got like her parentage outside of her, outside of Mbisa, is the reason why she has her magical powers.
It's Magic Mike. Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
Proud of that one. Yes. Can't wait for him in season 2. Sorry, 3.
Channing Tatum making a cameo.
And for no reason, the entire time using the Gambit voice. God, please.
Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself.
You sound like Gambit right now. Why are you doing Gambit right now? Come on, man.
But
you know I hate Channing Tatum, man.
But yeah, like I wasn't like a huge fan of that adversarial relationship, but I did like the culmination of her thirst for power. Like she is so obsessed with power that she's gonna kind of like willingly alliance herself with Victor and these cyber robots because she's like, can you make my soldiers strong? Like, really give a fuck about anything but domination.
Can you make them stop thinking? That'd be really cool. If they could not say no.
Not
and you know, and you mean like always take orders, always be a good soldier and fight? Yeah. But I mean, if they could not say no to like anything, you know, let's just cover all our bases. I mean, yeah,
I got some ideas.
Don't worry about it. You don't need to know why.
I'll be in my quarters.
Myself and my good friend Sean Diddy. You know what? You don't need to know the rest. We're gonna be over there
in the corner in my quarters.
I did like the design of those cool robot zombie guys. Like that, those guys were legitimately terrifying.
Well, and in episode 7, sorry to backtrack a little bit, I liked when like he was in like the sea of like the dead robots. It reminded me a lot of one of my favorite scenes. And did you guys see the movie Annihilation with Natalie Portman?
You know what? I bought it. Still haven't watched it.
Dude, check it out. It's actually really good in my opinion. But there's a part where like everyone, like nature and the people within this area are kind of blending. And there's this really cool part where you see these cool plants and it's like, that looks a little weird. And you realize like they're all shaped like people. And it was just a really cool look of kind of like nature aggressively taking back over. And I got that feel from this. So I really liked that a lot.
Yeah.
The
There was
visuals.
some plant life in the.
Because it's like the hex is alive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it just like creates a whole new organic culture, like entirely, which is pretty gnarly. Like the visuals continue to be astounding.
Shout out
on
to
this show.
MMJ.
Oh, are they the visual
Mutant,
on this?
no, mutant something Jesus. Magic mutant Jesus.
Magic Mutant Jesus, man.
I remember.
I'm just like, do they work with Weta?
I'm ADD as fuck, and I caught that one.
He said he thought that was on some real serious shit.
Is that like Skywalker Ranch? Anyway,
Is his last name Johnson? Magic Mike Johnson? Is that what's called?
Magic Mike Johnson.
Magic Mike Johnson is amazing.
Also, speaking of the visuals, like, I did really like the visual of Victor in that like weird hive mind, ethereal space world.
How about when they showed it was a quick one, but when he's talking with Jason, episode 7, when he's got the robe and everything, and the robe and Victor are very clearly defined, but the empty space, instead of just being shadow, it's all depicted as like the cosmos, the universe with the stars and everything. Even that was really cool. Yeah,
I thought that was a really cool visual, like just everything that they did with that, and just the way Victor, like his dialogue was, he just was so like high on his own supply, like he was way intoxicated with his own hubris.
Well, and it's also interesting because he does bring up something we see a lot, which is I don't know if you ever watched the 100, but like they had one too where it's like, oh, you could live forever in this world, but you're being controlled. And like, yes, you could be completely safe and completely happy, but we have to take away your free will. And it's one of those things where it's like, humans don't want to be happy. We want something real. Like that's why in situations like this, these simulations and things, people always fight back. And I know it's silly, but like we want the right to damage ourselves. Like we drink, we smoke, we do drugs, and we understand. No one is like, yeah, this is going to just be great for my health. We know it's bad, but we still fucking want it.
Yeah, possibly the best example of that philosophy was in Demolition Man, where we get Dennis Leary have his whole monologue about like how he wants cheeseburgers and like he wants French fries. He wants to be able to the freedom to make his own bad decision. Actually, I'm just gonna play the clip so you guys.
You motherfucker!
Yes, thank you. Oh, our nips just touched. Mine are so hard.
Mine are different sizes.
So yeah, that's great clip. But like, yeah, to your point, like,
I love that you have the freedom to keep making bad decisions.
As is my goddamn right.
But no, you're right. I mean, that Demolition Man example is a perfect one for it. Dude, that was a good fucking movie. I wonder if there's any way I could tell if it's still worth watching.
Well, you can go back and watch our episode. Does it hold up? Where we deliberate just that. Hopefully, future Alex puts like a little tab up there where.
But so I actually was having a conversation with some friends last weekend. So I smoked a lot of cigarettes for a long time. By the end, I was smoking a pack and a half, sometimes 2 packs a day and it went on for a decade. Now I haven't had a cigarette in over a decade, but a friend brought up over the weekend, evidently in parts of Europe, there's a plan to continue raising the age to smoke cigarettes by a year so that it will get to a point where you just cannot legally smoke cigarettes in parts of Europe. And I think that's fucking stupid. Yes, I think that you shouldn't be able to be an adult. I think you shouldn't be able to smoke cigarettes until you're an adult. Honestly, I don't even have a problem with them up in the age to 21. But people have a fucking right to do something stupid to themselves.
Yeah.
Let them fucking do it, man.
Yeah, like we all deserve that. Like that's what that's our God-given right is free will. Like, you know, that's the fundamental thing about humanity. Athelius is not a fan of my free will. He says, "Who do I have to sacrifice to get that clip deleted?"
Athelius, I think it's obvious. Alex.
Yeah, that's the answer. You'll have to kill me. But
just sacrifice his hand. His right hand. It'll be fine. There'll be no more clips.
Like we do get this really rad a scene toward the end. Like as we were mentioning, Victor gets all crazy, super what do you call him? Creepy mutant magic Jesus?
Magic mutant Jesus.
Magic mutant Jesus.
Teenage.
What do we call him? You came up with that, fucker.
Teenage magic.
Oh, yeah, that's
mutant
right.
Jesus. Teenage magic mutant.
Well, he's not teenage.
Jesus. You don't know how old Victor is.
He goes through time. You don't know what time he's in.
You don't know what
like
time
he is, he's timeless.
You don't even know. Man.
Timeless magic mutant Jesus.
I don't want to ever hear you disrespect Victor like that again.
By not saying he's not a teenager.
Yes,
he's a grown ass man.
You don't know what he is, man. You know what, man? I'm gonna need you to
just
relax.
hating on him because you're not a teenager anymore.
Exactly.
It's pathetic, is what it is.
Face ass.
It's really sad. But yeah, like it was crazy. Like it seemed like this show was going to end with the bad guys winning because I really didn't see any way of
really.
Like honest, like that's one of the fun things about watching. Like you always know that Batman is going to come out on top. He's going to win. The interesting thing about the story is seeing how. And everything looked bleak in this. I was like, everybody just got captured. Who's going to save the day?
And that just goes to show you how good the fucking writers on this show were.
Yeah.
Like we get to see the tendrils hit everybody,
as soon as
and then we see
good's going to happen. It gets bad.
It gets terrible. And then as soon as everything possibly bad happens, everybody gets caught up in the tendrils, and they very smartly show Echo unconscious or just like coming to, but he doesn't have a tendril because he was unconscious at the time.
Yep.
He's the perfect person to come in to save the day with his fucking Prince of Persia.
Is he even really
reset?
I was thinking maybe it was because of the time thing.
I thought that at first too. I also at first thought it was going to be Jinx was going to be the savior because I thought there was going to be like, oh, the hex, she's been exposed to so much or some shit like that. But no. I will say I did think it was cool how they made it like her and Vi. Yeah, they had the tendrils, but like their dad was holding on to them and giving it to him. That sounded really gross. Also, side note, the animation for Jinx I thought was really cool. How they did when she was like shooting, like not when she first shows up, but later on when she's shooting her gun and the powder's like exploding at people. Like how they did that animation way more cartoonish, almost like Wind Waker animation style. And how well it blended with the computer generated animation style. I was really surprised that it went together that well.
Yeah,
the animation's amazing on this show too.
Yeah,
amazing.
It also, like, to contrast that with the animation that happens earlier on, because we kind of get into the battle really, really quick. Not to jump back, but the actual battle when the robots or whatever, the magic mutant Jesus robots are coming to storm Piltover.
Yep, MMJR, obvious.
Like that's like first they're talking about it, and then it's like, oh, now we're 30 minutes into the fight, and Vi is like, carrying like dead soldiers through the battlefield. Like, what did you guys think of the animation on that one?
Animation was realistic, very realistic as to what's going on in the world today, you know. So
yeah,
the animation though, I mean, it was just like last season, man. It was great. Like we talked about how a lot of the animation in this season really saved a lot of people who didn't watch the first season. Like details of just those little monologue,
like the intros they had, like when they were and doing it in a different animation style was great too, because it lets you know like this is a standout part of it while also keeping you interested. And then when they cut right to what you're actually watching, it was, again, just great.
Yeah, the montages with the animation with the montages fucking crazy.
Even Rocky had
I mean,
a montage.
It bothered me at first because I was trying to watch this at work, and that means I had to actually look right at it. So I had to keep going backwards when I would not. Whenever I felt like I can hear stuff and nothing's happening, I need to go back and watch.
Definitely missed something.
Right, I definitely missed something. So I kept getting mad about that. But other than that, the animation, chefs. Kissing in butts.
I also think the editing was great because, like Bill said, they were just talking about it, and then the next thing we see Vi running with a soldier on her back. That was great. Cutting back and forth to the different parts of the fight, we see Vi and Jinx versus Daddy Doggy Man. We see Vi's ex-current lover fighting down there and being a sniper and all that. Like they did a really good job of showing us all different parts while not focusing too long on one part. I can't say enough good thing about good. I cannot say how am I'm drinking water. How is that?
you got water.
It's good show.
It's a good show.
You got chocolate chocolate wasted.
The animation continues to be pretty spectacular. That last fight scene with Mel, like you were saying, with Mel, Caitlyn, and Mbissa was really well choreographed, and we get Caitlyn sacrifices her eye to get the one up on Mbissa and have the Black Rose take her down.
Dude, with Echo doing his whole thing at the end, surfing through them all, fucking awesome. Yeah. I did have one issue with that.
Oh, what?
Okay, so like he goes and like he does the 4 seconds back, and then he's like, "Oh, got to go back a bit further." So he's got to like pump it up way far. If you just do the 4 seconds, and then the moment you're back 4 seconds, then 4 seconds, like just keep doing it that way, and you'll get back without being like, "Let's tear a hole in space and time."
Yeah, he's never played Prince of Persia. He's not.
He sure hasn't. He had unlimited sand. What was his fucking problem?
Yeah, like it was weird. There was always some sort of complication that would like keep him from pulling it immediately. It's like if you plan this out, man, you could get
dude letting it get so close where you cut your face though. Like, come on, bro, you're doing too much, man.
Yeah,
and also, what did y'all think about this? Is another thing. Why? What questions? Heimerdinger.
Oh, Heimerdinger, yeah.
He blew up on that 4th second, like when they went past 4 seconds the first time. That did not happen to everybody when he did it the second time, and when he went over it. And I'm like, what was it? Just like foreshadowing that Heimerdinger was gonna die later. Like he was.
I think it was meant to, yeah.
Because like it did. Otherwise I should see just people just splattered around around him.
Or it must have just been like where Heimerdinger was standing in that moment. Like it must have just been like, all right, hey, if you stand there, you're cool. If you stand there, you're fucked. If you stand there, you're cool. Don't stand and fucked.
Yeah, because it seemed to only affect Victor, and both times I don't feel like I didn't rewind it or anything like that. It doesn't seem like super visually clear what like the effect was. Like, did it just make everything explode around? It couldn't have, because Echo would have died.
It seemed like it collapsed on him. Like it seems like Darger exploded, but it seems like MMJ imploded almost. Or no, that's what it was. That's what it was. Okay, no.
Face.
Exactly. And it allowed the actual human version of him to have a little bit of control over his powers.
Right.
And I think he used that to control, because the time loop was a hex weapon and he has control over hex shit. So I think it was like once like the actual him was able to be a him again, he was like, oh, bloop. I'm just going to kill myself and the problem. And then Jace was like, hey. Me too.
I love you, buddy. Yeah, it was interesting. Like I would have liked to seen a little bit more about how it affected everyone else, because they did a really good job of showing that even though Echo pulls on the cord, he goes back in time. What happens? It's not like I'm gonna like if he like scratches his arm and then he pulls the thing, he's still gonna have the scratch on his arm.
Yeah.
Like they show that everything that happens still affects him. So like if it were a thing that
that's
just
why you think that's a part of why they kept showing so many people.
Yeah, like I think that like they do little things like the Heimerdinger's fur on his cheek. That's the way of showing like he's still taking something with him. Even when he comes to Jinx, every time she blows himself up, he's still got like burns on his face. He's like, I'm really tired. Can we just chill for a second?
I've been blown up 14 times and I just got a headache. We can just
he could just come in saying the shits, but people in this entire show, none of this shit exists if a conversation had been had.
Do you remember the Nick Cage classic won all the awards? Next.
Absolutely, I remember that.
So there was that one when he's trying to get I think it was Jessica Biel's number, get in good with her at the restaurant.
Yeah.
The reason it didn't work until it was because he kept trying all these different things when the one thing that impressed her was taking the hit. The problem is it was just with Echo, it was just the last thing he thought of.
Yeah. It's always the last thing you thought of, which is like a stupid, silly joke where it's like someone says it's the last thing I thought of. It's like, well, if it was the first thing you thought of, why would you keep thinking about it?
All right, that's actually really good.
But yeah,
like when you go to the doctor and he's like, it hurts when I do this. He's like, well, don't do that.
Yeah, just don't do that anymore,
bro. I tried talking about that with sleeping on my side and like my arm just going hardcore sleep. Like, have you tried not sleeping on your side? It's like,
you know what? Thank you. I'll be taking my business elsewhere.
I was, I was also the other day, I was like, I'm trying to like, get a good diet and like, start losing weight. And someone's like, have you tried cutting out all carbs? And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'll just eat sunlight and shit happy thoughts and sprinkles. I want a sustainable diet.
Hey, take it from me. You can still eat like, you can survive without carbs. It just sucks.
Fuck you. I make my own bread and pasta. No, I cannot.
Now, yeah, pasta I can't really live without, but bread I've learned to deal without for the most part. Just sourdough every once in a while.
I'm making that right now.
Yeah, sourdough's the good bread. Guys, notice on Jeff, not Chef, was
not a chef, Jeff.
Not a Chef, Jeff. Yeah, that's every Sundays at
Sunday dinner,
14 o'clock. Yeah,
bro, I love making Sunday dinners.
But like, was there anything else that we wanted to talk about on this? Because like we do get the ending of Arcane, which is kind of like
I've heard it's whack.
Everything up. Wait, what?
I've heard it's whack.
Oh. Yeah. Athelius definitely feels like the ending was not up to par. What did you guys think of the ending? Like just how everything played out?
Kind of obvious.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. Yeah, it's very obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious. Good guys are going to win. They're going to get some losses, and the person and the anti-hero is going to do the whole, T2. It's a cliche. It's a trope for a reason. It tugs at the heartstrings, and again, it's just a lot of. I've said it before. A lot of shows, I figure out how they're going to end, not because I'm like, oh, the story makes sense, or oh, like that's how it's just it's how things are written, Yeah.
It wasn't anything surprising, but I was satisfied just like with the loop of like Victor being the one who helped Jace and stuff like that, and
I'm not upset.
I was satisfied with it. What?
I wasn't satisfied.
Okay, well, yeah,
they didn't answer the questions with the black girl. Like, what's going on with that? She said to the Rose Witch, "I don't know your face. What is you're hiding yourself from me? Who are you?"
Yeah.
And then later on, the last episode, she said, "I see you now," and I'm like, "Ooh, who is it? Who is it?" And then she just makes her explode. Okay. Well, I thought that we were going to see who she is. Secrets don't make friends.
Secrets are no fun.
No.
Secrets hurt someone.
It hurt me. It hurt me a lot. And
I was 2
seconds. That's a good clip.
I was 2 seconds too late on that, but I couldn't.
Oh, you know what? You were right on time. You were right on time, sir. But yeah, there was like a lot of questions like that were left unanswered for me. So many things I could go on and on and on about, but I just that one really was a pain in my ass. Like, what who is it? Who are they? What do they do? What happened to her brother? What did he find out?
Yeah, they didn't really get it. I think that's one of the things.
He found out something that he made. What did he find out?
Yeah, I feel like they could have made a whole TV show about that storyline, and there just wasn't enough time. Like, this is a Game of Thrones-esque type density with all these characters. And unfortunately, by the end, when it comes to wrapping everything up, Will said it best.
That's not good enough.
Wasn't quite up to par.
Were you just like obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean? Like, you love it so much.
Who doesn't love that movie?
Yeah, I agree with you. Here's a question. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. Maybe it's something that if I had seen season 1 of it, who the fuck's on that white blimp at the end?
Oh, I didn't even notice. White.
Literally, the last scene is just a blimp blimping away.
Oh, I assumed that was Vi and Caitlin on the blimp, but maybe not.
How'd she lose an eye?
Oh, remember she got stabbed in the eye. Like, so she was like doing the whole thing where she was trying to hold the knife away from her eye, and I guess she had to sacrifice some leverage to grab that blade to cut the runes off of Mbisa's arm. And they're not like, I guess they weren't super explicit with it, but she got stabbed in the eye in that moment.
Yeah, they just showed like blood, and I was like, I don't know where she got stabbed, but okay. I figured the creepy ginger, not good girlfriend traitor stole it.
Yeah, that was a cool scene, her getting shot in the fucking head.
Dude, that scene was awesome, but it was also just like, really? her side piece is just like, all right, I'm gonna like no part of that character felt like someone who could pull off a betrayal, which I guess is a good part of being a traitor, but still it was just like, I don't know.
Spies don't look like spies.
Spies do look like spies. No, I'm joking.
But to your point earlier about just like how this is a very tropey show. Like, we see that happen a lot. The whole honeypot thing.
Exactly,
where
my God. Will they or won't they?
The new love. They did in the Dark Knight Rises. This is fucking what you call it, Marion Cotillard's character.
Talia.
Yeah, it's like the person that you ended up actually fucking was not the one for you.
I will say, I did think it was funny that she's running around the hallways like picking off people. I'm like, man, did you even tell her that you got back with Vi? Like, I mean, I don't know if I'd be using her as backup. And then she betrayed her. I was like, oh, okay. She told her she's back with Vi. Got it.
I did like how, like, we were talking a little bit about like how maybe this is gonna be a point of contention that she slept with someone else in that like moment. We were on a break, and Vi was like, I don't give a fuck.
Vi was like, I need rug in my mouth now.
It's like, that's what we're doing right now.
I need rug in my mouth now is wild.
She wasn't even, she was a rebound. Kate folded the minute she saw Vi again. True. That's, hey, sometimes it bees like that.
Folded way different than what I was talking about earlier. Folding, unfolding.
But yeah, like, would you guys be interested in seeing another story from this world? Because Piltover is a small place in the grand scheme of things. Would you guys be interested in seeing something else in the Arcane universe?
I don't know nothing about this motherfucking universe. I don't want to play the game. I know nothing about the game. Is there a book? I don't know nothing about the book. I don't know nothing about these people. I don't know nothing about these places. Piltover, that sounds like a place that you go get piltovered. Like a piltovered sounds like a sexual act that you pay for.
Okay.
So I don't know nothing about this place, man. So who knows if we get another town to explore, another land to conquer. You know what I mean? But I think that they definitely. I think that Netflix is invested in a way that probably isn't as obvious to us that they're going to make sure that this gets another season. Like maybe it won't be called Arcane, maybe because we've dealt with the Arcane, like the magic of it all. Like we know now that the Arcane is dangerous and fooling with it is dangerous. So maybe now they go into a different area, another part of the game lore. I don't know nothing I don't know nothing about the game, so boom boom. But it seems kind of weird that they would leave the powder in the future and just show us all of her hex tech, showing us that all all this tragedy just happened for no reason, even though they could have just used one of these little balls. Maybe that had something to go on, go to do with what goes on in the future.
Yeah, like it could, like this. There's definitely a lot of rich lore here. A lot of things that are happening outside of Piltover. Like a lot of characters came to this to the city, and we're talking about all kinds of shit that was happening elsewhere. So yeah, it's very possible we can get another. I mean, we're obviously going to get more series in this universe,
exactly.
But I think that it'll be just as enjoyable, honestly. Just even without this magic element to it. Heimerdinger, what do you think? Are you interested in more shows?
I am under a condition, and that condition being, I worry that another show would have to do a good amount of building. When we were starting this, I looked up just League of Legends, and I could not believe how many fucking champions, I think they call them, there were. And it's just like, all right, I just worry that doing another new story within the same universe, while maybe you can fall back on the Hex Tech and Piltover and stuff like that, you still need to now build something completely new. And that does worry me. Now, that being said, I will absolutely give anything they do a chance. They showed me that they can manage,
Yeah, like, because honestly, this is a miracle. Like, on paper, this show should be dog shit. Like, because the lore is so wide and vast. Like, where do you even start?
It's been dog shit before, right? Like we've had attempts to do stupid video games like this. Like,
there was a Halo game or a game. There was a Halo game show, not the live action, right? Like Red vs. Blue or some shit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I never watched it. I don't know if it was good or not. To Athelius' point, I don't think there were any jail scenes though.
Yeah. Jeff, Athelius said Jeff just want more jail scenes, and he locked in.
I like what I like.
Guys, let us know what you thought of Arcane. I tried to make a butt
joke, Ben, but I couldn't formulate with my mind.
High art.
Let's do what you guys analysis thought of Arcane Season 2. Did you like the way it wrapped up? Are you excited about us exploring this world even more? Do you want some more gay stuff? Let us know in the comments what you are expecting for a new League of Legends.
Man, don't be entertainment. Antagonize people. You want more?
They start fucking. It was gross.
See, you're homophobic.
Women and homes.
But before we get out of here, Jeff, do you want to tell the people where they can find you on the interwebs?
Of course. As always, you can try and Skype me, Don Shields Driveway at littlediggy2.com. It's because of the hackers.
Because of hackers. Fuck.
You can find Jeff Madel on Facebook at MadelJeff on Instagram. But as usual, the easiest way to find me is just be here on a Monday night.
Be here on a Monday night. Bring a drink. You know what I mean? Fucking give them a drink coupon or something. Bring them a steak.
Oh, God. If we ever have a meet and greet, we're going to have fucking drink coupons.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
I feel like that would be necessary.
Absolutely.
Hey, where can people find you guys?
Oh, Billy, I'm going to tell them where they can find you.
Oh, no. Wasn't planning on it. You can find me right here, my dear boy, on the Drunk Banthas channel and NerdsatNite. That's right here. And probably over there. I don't know. Anyway, you can find me here at 8 p.m. Pacific time, right here on Mondays and Thursdays. The Bantha Bun Show and the Drunk Banthas channel. I mean, the Drunk Banthas podcast. It's all happening right here every Monday and Thursday, live. Oh yeah, and we do the Does It Hold Up? That's about to start coming up on both channels too, but we just got to work out some shit. But it's all going down. Where can they find you, goofball?
Right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos. Check us out on all of our social media. Check us out. What?
It's just like King. You're not a goofball.
Okay. You can check us out on likewise Instagram, Twitter, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little Invincible Fight girls and boys. And may the force be with you.
Peace, Dylan.
Bye.